Air 911. Hello?
Oh, my brother's attacking my family.
Your dad is attacking your family?
No, my brother.
I tried to stab mom.
You stabbed your mom?
When she was walking away, I tried to go for a neck, but,
Is that when you cut yourself then?
yeah, I think after that.
Where did you stab her?
I tried to go from behind and cut her back.
Did you cut her?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Columbine and James Egan Holmes. James Egan Holmes is a guy that shot up the theater.
In Colorado?
Yeah, he killed 12 and,
Wow. How many were killed in Columbine?
Columbine, I don't know, like 15, I
Okay.
think.
Did you guys have a goal? Did you have a number?
He just wanted, I think he wanted to kill like 50.
Okay.
I have a goal. He just wanted to be famous.
What did you want?
Me?
You keep talking about what he wanted. What did you want?
Team coverage this evening. One of the brothers accused of murdering his 5 family members in Broken Arrow.
5 members of a Broken Arrow family murdered. One member of the family, a 12-year-old girl, survived and identified her brothers as the killers.
This is a YouTube video of the Bever brothers filmed in 2013, a stark contrast from the previous clip. This is a fun-filled video of 2 teenage brothers trying out their way to be creative and famous. The eldest of the 7 siblings, Robert and Michael, were pretty close. The family lived at 709 Magnolia Court, Oklahoma. However, in the present day, their house doesn't exist anymore. There's a reflection park in the same location. The tragedy behind turning this home into a reflective park is heart-wrenching. A home where sweet laughters and giggles that echoed were silenced forever. A crime was committed that questioned the boundaries of human behavior. At 11:30 p.m. of July 22, 2015, Broken Arrow police received a call from a 12-year-old named Daniel Bever reporting a family attack at a house on East Magnolia Court.
Broken Air 911. Hello?
Oh,
Hi, where are you at?
Broken Arrow, Oklahoma 7411.
What address?
709 Magnolia Court.
Okay. Are you the only one there?
No, my brother's attacking my family.
Your dad is attacking your family?
No, my brother. He has an idea killing me. Oh, millions of people now.
Okay, who's attacking your family?
What?
Who's attacking your family?
Yes.
Who is it? Do they have...
I'll call them.
Are you there?
Hello?
These were Daniel's last words, as just after the call, he was stabbed 21 times by his elder brother, Michael. Upon arrival, they discovered 13-year-old Crystal with multiple stab wounds, who identified her brothers, Robert and Michael, as the killers. Tragically, 5 members of the Bever family, including the father, mother, and 3 siblings, were found deceased. The youngest sibling, 2 years old, Autumn, was found unharmed, sleeping in her crib. Michael Bever, aged 16, and Robert Bever, aged 18, were discovered hiding in a wooded area behind their family's residence, allegedly covered in dirt and blood. Both were subsequently arrested post-midnight by K-9. Both were taken under custody facing charges of 5 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of assault and battery with a deadly weapon. The following interrogation is of Michael Bever, who explained all the unanswered questions. Questions about the intricacies of the crime, its gruesome nature, and most importantly, the reason behind killing their own family.
You just gonna read some stuff to you. It makes it legal for us to talk to you, okay?
So like I told you when I met you at the jail, my name's Eric. I'm a detective here with Broken Arrow Police. Like she told you from Andrea, she's a detective also. We just want to spend some time, maybe talk and discuss some things and maybe ask you some questions, let you ask us some questions and make sure we're all comfortable with what's going on and then we'll go from there. That sound good? Okay.
In Michael's interrogation, his demeanor appears notably anxious and fatigued, with visible signs of nervousness in both his facial expressions and body language. This suggests that he may be experiencing significant stress or discomfort during the questioning. Considering Michael's age and also the gravity of the crime, Detective Eric Bentz adopts a reassuring and persuasive tone to make himself more approachable towards Michael. However, the subtle assertiveness in his body language also sets the intention of the interrogation clear to Michael.
Well, man, I'm just kind of got thrown into this, so I was hoping maybe you could kind of just go back at the beginning when all this started and kind of tell me what happened, because I need kind of the details so we know and understand what you went through and stuff.
Okay, from the very start.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, about 2 months ago
Okay.
is when we first really started talking.
So when you say we, who are you talking about?
Me and my brother, who is also...
Your brother?
Yeah, who is he has to do with me.
And what's his name?
Robert Bever.
Robert? Okay. And how old is he?
18.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Sorry.
A couple months ago, I think back to the start of this year, we started talking about voodoo and rampage and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I didn't take it seriously at first, but then he started buying like a body armor and stuff.
Where did he buy body armor from?
eBay and Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, legal.
Does
Yeah.
he have a job?
He did at my tech. He quit at the start of the year. And basically, it just kept escalating. He kept getting burned, and he asked if I wanted any, and I said yes, so he got me my own set.
Okay.
And then about a month, about like June 30th, is when he came to me and said he found out that he can legally buy guns without permit in Oklahoma, that he could.
Okay.
And that's when he started planning.
Michael's response to the first question related to the crime, marked by a deep sigh, suggests a degree of emotional weight or hesitation. As Michael continues to describe the planning of the crime, there is a noticeable shift in his voice and posture. His voice becomes clearer, and there is a hint of passion, which suggests that he is becoming more emotionally invested or engaged in sharing the details of the planning.
Okay.
Or something. And then he bought, I think it was like 250 shotgun rounds
Okay.
on eBay. Not eBay, but some
On
site.
some website.
And then I think he bought close to 1,000 rounds for the clocks.
Wow. Okay.
And
But he's
because
still.
he had it today.
Oh, so he was supposed to have to pick those up.
Yeah, he was supposed to pick them up today.
While Michael informs detectives the details of the weapons and the ammunition that Robert bought, Detective Bentz gives a surprising expression with the word wow. This expression may genuinely reflect his astonishment at the amount and nature of the weapons and ammunitions discussed. It can also be a deliberate strategy to take out more information from Michael. By expressing surprise or amazement, the detective is probably attempting to create an atmosphere where Michael feels encouraged to share additional details. In this case, the response is quite spontaneous, and thus it's most likely that the detective is surprised more than strategic.
So then how, so he was buying weapons because you guys had talked about murdering.
Yeah, and he started planning it.
Okay.
And I went along with it because I didn't see the other way. I thought I wouldn't want to do it. I very quickly learned tonight that I didn't.
Okay. That you didn't want to do it?
I don't want to do it. I didn't, just because I didn't kill anyone.
Okay.
I stabbed someone.
Who did you stab?
My younger brother, Christopher.
Christopher. How old was Christopher?
9, I think.
What did you stab him with?
My knife.
What's your knife look like?
It's green, kind of like camouflage, honestly, when I put it with.
On where your hand goes or where the blade is? It's camouflage?
Yeah, it's all camouflage.
Oh, the whole thing?
Yeah.
How big is it? Show me how big it is.
I think it's about this big.
Okay.
Mandible.
So what was Christopher doing when you stabbed him?
He was laying on the bathroom floor. Robert was also stabbing him. Robert asked me to go over and help him. So I stabbed Christopher and then,
Where did you stab him?
side of the neck.
Really? Okay. You okay?
Yeah.
You okay? Let me know if you need a break or anything, okay?
I'm good.
So was Christopher still alive when you stabbed him?
Yes.
What was he saying and doing?
He was just screaming.
Screaming. Did you say he was in the bathroom?
Yeah, I was next to the toilet.
Michael in this section admits his direct involvement in the crime by confirming that he stabbed Christopher, one of the victims. This confession is a significant development in the interrogation. Although Michael's statement that he didn't mean to kill Christopher suggests a complex emotional response such as remorse or regret for his actions need to be considered. Additionally, Michael looks visibly uncomfortable while explaining the details of how he stabbed Christopher. It suggests that saying these details out loud may be emotionally distressing for him, and he may be struggling to confront the reality of his actions.
So, you know,
Why did he want to do it?
kill people.
Yeah.
Well, mainly two reasons, I think. It's, because he just, he says he hates everyone. He thinks society is pointless, and so he wanted to kill people.
Now,
And also he wanted to, beat the kill, amount of other famous people like Columbine and James Egan Holmes.
Okay. Did you kind of feel that way too, like when you guys were talking earlier,
Yeah.
do you have a problem with society too, you think?
No, I just...
Or you were just more like the number of people getting killed was kind of interesting and exciting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, Michael initially confirms the inspiration for their violent plan to Robert's hatred for society and its insignificance. A notable contrast is evident when Michael is asked if he shares the same feelings about society as Robert. He confesses that his primary fascination was with the number of people they could kill, and that he didn't have a strong concern for society. This reveals that the two brothers had their individual motivations and priorities. Michael's response offers insight into his mindset, revealing a disturbing fascination with a potential scale of violence. This may be indicative of a detached or disturbed perspective of reality, potentially tied to psychological factors.
So, because you mentioned a couple names are those like serial killers or something?
What, like Columbine?
Yeah.
Columbine and James Egan Holmes. James Egan Holmes is a guy that shot up the theater.
In Colorado?
Yeah, he killed 12 and...
Wow. How many were killed in Columbine?
Columbine? I don't know, 15, I
Okay.
think.
So did you guys have a goal? Did you have a number?
He just wanted, I think he wanted to kill 50.
Okay.
I have a goal.
So so as the planning goes, tell me what plans you started making and coming up with.
Well, originally, I think kind of stayed steady throughout the month. We wanted to kill everyone at the house first,
Okay.
and then wait for all the packages to show up over the weekend. And then we take the Yukon, we'd have our state with the guns and start killing, rampaging.
Did you know where you were going to drive to?
Towards Washington.
Washington State or DC?
Washington State.
Okay.
Washington State.
Why would you go to Washington State?
It's
Never-
kind of
just never been
it's
there?
just kind of the direction
Michael reveals that he and Robert drew inspiration for their violent actions from the violence perpetrated by infamous serial killers like James Holmes, who killed 15 people in a Colorado theater, and the Columbine High School shooting by Eric Harris. This admission highlights their influence from real-life individuals who committed heinous crimes. It indicates a desire for notoriety or a distorted sense of being famous. There is a potential chance that their detailed planning and obsession was due to this external influence. From the interrogation that we've covered earlier, Aaron Ybarra also drew his inspiration from Eric Harris.
How long have you had these feelings?
The evil feelings or the good ones?
Both.
Since I was 13, the good feelings, up till 23 when my stuff got taken away. My bedroom furniture got taken away.
So in the last 3 years, you've started having these bad feelings?
Yeah.
And can you describe the bad feelings to me?
I just felt nothing but hate, 100% hate towards the world, towards everyone. I threatened to massacre the local bar once, because I just wanted everything and everyone to die. And then Columbine came to mind. I don't know how, but it just hit me. When I was watching the news when I was a kid, Columbine, Eric Harris just came into my head. The mastermind of the shooting.
Right.
And I kept identifying with him ever since the past 3 years. Because he just made everything so exciting. He made hate so exciting.
An outright example of how this news has a negative influence on teenagers.
So then kind of what happened is, you guys started getting all that stuff together and
Yeah.
throwing things away.
And we doing all the packages and the holsters, alibis, all that stuff was going to get healthy on Amazon. And so we set a date.
So was the plan, To use the knives at first on the family?
Use knives.
Because the guns weren't gonna be here till later on?
Yeah, and the guns would be too loud.
Oh, I see.
So, going to use the knives on the family, which obviously did not go as planned.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I just hope nobody saw us right now. Like, we didn't put more people. I did.
Yeah. So then you picked a date, you said?
Yeah, which was yesterday night. It was the date.
Did you pick a time and everything?
Yep, yeah, midnight when most everyone was in bed except for Mom.
So how did you guys know? He just came and got you, or you got him, or what did you guys do?
We were hanging out in the bedroom waiting.
Okay, and so...
How'd you pick the date?
We were involving with the packages and stuff we have. Because, all the ammunition, he didn't want them to see that. So we killed him the day before the ammunition would get out, the day after we move.
Do you guys not like your mom and dad? I mean, most teenagers don't like their parents, so I can understand that.
Yeah, Mom was okay, but Dad was a little bit,
Just a little bit too much.
Yes.
In this section, Michael reveals that they chose the attack date based on the ammunition delivery, with Robert's motive being to hide it from their family. This suggests the distorted perspective that the brothers have about reality, and they just needed an excuse to inflict violence. Moreover, he also explains that they opted for knives over guns to minimize noise and attention. Here, notably, Michael expresses a relief that they didn't get the ammunition after all, recognizing the potential for even more widespread harm, possibly showing a hint of remorse or awareness of the gravity of their plans.
My sister, she came in because she was getting to go to bed. She came in to tell us.
How old is
13.
Okay.
She came in to tell us that Mom wanted us to get the kitchen done before we went to bed and put the cats up. And basically, we did what we planned. I got to my desk, and I had to look at something to just get to go up, but went up behind her, grabbed her, and slid with you.
Really? What did he use?
His large red knife.
Okay, a large red knife?
Yeah, it's like mine.
How big is it?
It's like mine, only red.
Oh, I see.
It's that big. And then she fell to the ground screaming. Mom, Dad, Mom came in first, and then she was
Is
in
your
the
room
hallway.
upstairs or so? I don't know. I haven't been to your house, so I don't know.
Her room is downstairs. It's towards the back of the
Okay.
house.
And so she fell down and started screaming.
Yeah, well, I kept stabbing her. I kind of freaked out because,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't planning on this.
Were you saying anything, or,
I just stood there.
Okay.
And then Mom came in yelling, called the police. And then he went over and stabbed her.
Then he stabbed her?
Yeah, he probably was stabbing her, pushed her, floated down the hallway, and got up and ran.
Okay.
She ran out the door.
So she sat down at your desk, and he slit her throat, you said?
Well, she was standing at my desk and
Oh, I
came up
see.
behind and slit her throat, and then she fell down screaming.
And then he stabbed her some more? When he was stabbing her some more, where was he stabbing her?
Her neck.
Oh, at her neck?
Her neck and stomach.
Stomach, okay.
And then my mom came in and she started yelling, call the police, get Dad. And then he came over and started attacking her. He actually got up and ran out the front door.
Wow.
And once Mom was on the ground, he got up and started chasing after her.
And what were you doing?
Standing
Did you come out in the hallway?
No, I was just standing in my room. And the process, I don't know what I was doing.
Michael shows visible signs of discomfort during his explanation of the first attack initiated by himself and Robert on his 13-year-old sister. Restlessness, along with deep and heavy breaths, suggests that recounting the details of this violent act is emotionally distressing for him. Detective Bentz, on the other hand, adopts a composed and steady demeanor throughout this time. His questioning and cross-questioning are aimed at gaining insights related to the psychological factors that drove the two brothers to commit such a heinous act.
So he stabbed your mom with the same knife?
Yep, same knife.
And where did he stab her?
I think in the neck too.
Okay.
And no, actually, he stabbed her in the neck, pushed her into the kitchen, and then together. So with her, she started screaming and ran into the family. At the same time, he realized and left the house.
Okay.
I ran over and disabled the alarm.
Okay.
That's what I did. And then
Where's the pad for your alarm?
It's not the front door.
It's what?
It's now the front door.
Near the front door?
Yeah, and so I went over and disabled the alarm so it wouldn't,
But had she already gone outside?
She went outside and then Robert went after her.
So where did she?
She was laying in the driveway and he to go her back the bench, if you don't know it, and started choking her.
On the bench? out front?
Yeah, it was like a little bench, and he threw the bench on her and went back inside to go after the little kids.
Did he bring her in, or did she stay out there?
She stayed out there until he asked me to be in her, and I ran out. I had to go her inside. That's why she was in the getaway. I had to go her inside.
You brought her back in.
Yeah,
Was she still alive?
Yeah, she was still screaming. And then that's about the time Dad came down.
Okay.
Because his bedroom's upstairs. And he went back in the boys' area where Robert was. Boys' area, that's what they call it, our room. And they started attacking Dad. They got a little bit of a fight. But then eventually Robert got him down, and I think he killed him.
Did he cut his throat too?
Michael's quick response to questions without much hesitation may suggest his eagerness to get done with this conversation as soon as possible because he was slowly getting more and more uncomfortable. Detective Bentz recognizes Michael's discomfort and employs a calm and reassuring tone in response. By adjusting his tone and demeanor, he attempts to convey understanding and empathy, emphasizing the importance of discussing the details. This approach aims to create a supportive and non-confrontational atmosphere, encouraging Michael to share more openly.
Daniel was in his room, which is down the hall, and I was like,
how old's Daniel?
I think he's 12.
Okay.
And I was like, let me in, and he let me in. He was sitting there on the phone with the police. I grabbed the phone, which is my phone, got my phone, and then I ran into the kitchen and I smashed the underground. So,
which was your phone?
Yeah, it was my phone.
Oh. Now you don't have a cell phone anymore.
And then I went back down, and he, and Daniel and Christopher locked himself in the bathroom, Daniel locked himself in Dad's office.
Okay.
And then I finally got both of them to open the door, because they thought I wanted in there.
But they were in different rooms?
Yeah, they're right next to each other. Right?
Oh, I see.
And then Robert went in and stabbed him, and they went in and stabbed Christopher. That's when I stabbed Christopher.
So when he stabbed Daniel, where did he stab Daniel?
I think he shanked him in the neck, and then Daniel ran off, and so I went in and started attacking Christopher.
So Daniel got stabbed in the neck and ran off?
Yeah.
Where did you run to?
He ran into the family room about Mom. Mom ended up, she was laying on the ground yelling, call 911.
Okay. And he stopped in there?
Yeah, he collapsed in there, and then Margot came in and started stabbing him in the chest.
Oh, I see. And then who's the youngest, the 4-year-old?
The 4-year-old, I don't know what happened with her. I hope she's alive.
I'm sorry, I messed up. The one that you stabbed, who was that?
Christopher.
Christopher, that's what I'm trying to say.
He's 8-year-old, I think.
He's 8.
10.
And he was in the bathroom?
Yep.
So Daniel had got stabbed in the neck, ran out to where your mom was.
Yeah.
Robert followed him, stabbed him some more.
Yeah, after he stabs Christopher in the bedroom.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then basically after that, everyone was pretty much dead. We forgot about all.
Who was dead?
Everyone, I think,
Okay.
looked like they were dead, except for she was lying in the getaway screaming. Then there was a knock at the door.
Okay.
Someone knocked at the door. I think that might have been the neighbor because the police wouldn't have been there yet. And then they just kept knocking on the door. So we turned around. I grabbed on, put my soft vest and heavy vest on. I was carrying the plates. I put my helmet on. And then we went up the back door of Dad's office, climbed over the fence, went down into the park, and started cutting through the woods.
Okay.
We both collapsed. I think so. We were just sitting there.
Michael's inability to maintain direct eye contact suggests discomfort or unease while discussing this part in the interrogation. This avoidance of eye contact can be indicative of internal emotional conflict, guilt, or reluctance to confront the severity of his actions. Michael's description of how he lured his younger brother and subsequently stabbed them with little apparent remorse is chilling. The remorseless nature of the crime committed by Michael reveals a disturbing detachment from his closest people. Michael providing a detailed account of the final phase of the crime, including the escape to nearby woods to hide, indicates a willingness to cooperate with the interrogation process.
Can you okay, I'm a little bit lost, I think because there's too many people in this house. There's you, there's Robert.
Yeah.
Okay, you're 16, he's 18. Then who's next?
Yeah, she's the third oldest. She was the first one.
Okay. And then Daniel?
And then Christopher.
Then Christopher.
And then Victoria.
Victoria.
And then,
She's 4.
yeah, Victoria's 4.
Okay. And what's Mom's name?
April.
April?
April Bever, unmarried maiden name, I think you call it, is Sharp.
Sharp?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And Victoria's 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's Dad's name?
David.
David? Okay.
David.
And then, are there any other kids? How many kids is that?
I think that was, she's a baby, she's about to turn 2 toddler. She was up in her bed. I think he forgot about her. And I think she stayed asleep until the police came. I saw them give her out, so she's okay.
So you saw them carrying her out?
Yeah, I was in the car.
Was that the plan, was to kill her too, though?
He was what kept like one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Detective Rihanna Russell takes the initiative to reiterate the number of family members involved with an attempt to have a proper clarification and also have additional information based on Michael's willing participation in the interrogation. However, Michael shares a disturbing revelation. He told detectives that they had initially planned to kill even the youngest sibling, Autumn, but that Robert forgot about her. This detail explains the level of premeditation involved in their actions, while also revealing a lapse in their plan. Michael also mentions seeing the youngest sibling safe in police custody when they were arrested. This suggests a degree of concern or relief regarding her well-being, adding complexity to his emotional state and motivations.
So we talked a lot about your plans in the beginning, because here's what I don't understand is, as you and Robert are kind of planning things out, I mean, because you seem like a really smart kid, and that you kind of, I mean, it seems like you had some pretty detailed plans. You guys had good equipment and weapons. And it seems to me, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I would think that as you guys plan this out, you had maybe more specific plans, like Robert was going to kill this person, and you were going to kill. So who were you supposed to kill?
I was supposed to take my pistol crossbow. Who was supposed to shank his soul. She was supposed to die quietly. Yeah, she was going to be the first one, she was. And then Robert would go in, slit Mom's throat, push her over with him, and both go in and kill Victoria.
Because it was supposed to be like quiet. Right?
Yeah, it was supposed to be like that. And then I would go upstairs and shoot David, Dad, and the guy with my pistol crossbow, which would kill him. And then Robert would go over and kill him.
Okay.
In this part of the interrogation, Detective Bentz seeks to extract detailed information about the attack. A subtle yet significant observation occurs when Michael, in the course of describing Robert's actions in their father's room, uses the name David instead of the more familiar Dad. Although it's not an uncommon practice in Western culture to call parents by their name, but it is not appreciated either. This choice of terminology suggests a notable emotional disconnect between Michael and his father. The use of the father's first name rather than the affectionate or familiar term might imply a certain emotional distance or detachment from his father. This potentially shed light on their family dynamics, as David was quite strict with his children, and the kids were mostly homeschooled and did not do much social interaction as well.
So, who all died? Who do you know died for sure? Like, what's the count? How do we know?
I don't know.
Okay.
Who do you think died?
Dad, Mom, Daniel. That's about all I know because I saw them.
And Daniel's the one that you stabbed?
No, Chris was the one I stabbed. Daniel's the one he went in and stabbed him in the lungs.
And he was in the living room?
Yeah, in the living room with Mom.
And Christopher, you stabbed him in the neck?
Yeah, he was in the bath, you know.
So how did, I mean, was he still making noise when you left, or how did that go?
Yeah, he was still yelling when I left. I don't know if I probably killed him. I think he might have been alive, because later I came back and the door was shut and locked. I tried to kick it down.
Okay.
Just got those holes in that door now.
So,
you kicked it down?
I didn't kick it down.
Okay.
I tried to. Nobody kicked it down.
Oh.
It stayed intact. I don't know what's in there, if he's still alive.
did you, because here's what I'm seeing happen. You know, you guys had all these detailed plans. You had all the cool stuff to make it happen.
Yeah.
And it kind of started falling apart, and he said, like, it didn't go as planned. I mean, did you kind of just freak out a little bit? Like,
yeah,
what's really happening?
Well, I didn't know it was going to be like.
Yeah, you don't. But here's what's getting me is, like, it's crazy because you guys worked together and made all these plans, and had it all figured out, and then when it happens, you're just kind of standing there not doing anything. And did you decide, like, Robert's gonna kill everybody, and I'm gonna stand here and do nothing, so I better, I mean, did you,
I think that was my plan. I didn't want to kill anyone or hurt anyone. I couldn't do it, so I was going to let him, like, kill everyone.
Yeah, but you stabbed somebody in the neck.
No,
I mean,
I just kind of...
Detective Bentz is actively trying to gauge Michael's mental state, especially to understand his feeling, considering a few hours have already passed after the crime was committed. With Detective Bentz's consistent push, Michael admits Robert killed most of the members, minimizing his involvement. Detective Bentz employs a reverse psychology tactic by suggesting that both brothers wanted to be famous, encouraging Michael not to give away all the credit to Robert. This approach is aimed at motivating Michael to share more details by emphasizing his role and significance in the events. It plays on the desire for recognition or notoriety, potentially encouraging Michael to open up more.
So here's a problem that we might have, and I don't want it to be an issue for you because you've been really cooperative. We're going to talk to Robert too. So he's going to give us his version of the story, and sometimes they're going to be different. So is there anything that you kind of didn't quite tell me right, or you changed a little bit, and now that you understand that Robert's going to tell me everything?
Who could I tell you that I killed 3 of them? Because that's what I told him, when we were sitting out in the woods, to make conversation. But, forensics will show you how they set up Christopher.
What 3?
What do you mean you told him? So you told him you killed 3 people?
Yeah, I told him, because he asked me how many did you get. I said 3.
Did you tell him who you got?
No, I just said 3.
So do you, I guess this is my question for you. Do you think it's a lesser sentence if you killed 1 or if you killed 3?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. I think Robert, he may have, there's going to be a lot of differences. That's what I'm concerned about. And we don't want you to come off as a liar. Because you've been real cooperative. You seem like a really good kid. You graduated high school early. You're designing games. There's all kinds of stuff you got going on. And so I don't want people to get a bad opinion of you and think that you're the type of guy that lies to police when he's kind of caught. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So tell me, I know that you're leaving something out. Because it's like she said, this isn't like you stole a bicycle. This is the most you can do. So it's a big deal. But a lot of people, when they talk and think about this thing, your honesty is a big deal, and how you handle yourself from here on out. And if you come off, because to me you don't seem like a bad guy. You don't scare me. I never thought you would have done this. So you just seem like a normal kid to me, and you seem like an honest kid. But see, I talk to people all the time, and I know when people are lying, or when I'm not quite getting the whole story. And so I just want to catch you before you get in that bad spot where people start saying you're a bad guy, you're evil, you're a liar. So just tell me what I'm missing.
Along with the do thing, I was going around to convincing the people who were still alive that I was on their side. I called the police, so they would stay and Robert could get them.
So they kind of stay on the ground, and he'd be able to come stab him again.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to go get Robert to let him know someone was still making too much noise or anything?
No, it was chaotic. It was just going from person to person.
So what kind of things did you say to them?
But the only things I said to them was when I was trying to convince them that I was with them, so they would, come to me and could kill them.
Okay. And that's all you think that he might tell me different? Is he gonna lie to me?
I don't know. I don't think he would lie, because I'm pretty sure the only reason he's like he let himself get arrested and stuff, like getting a major shootout and dying from the police is because he wanted to see the aftermath. So I don't know his responsibility.
Oh, I see.
In this interrogation section, Detective Bentz informs Michael that Robert will also be questioned, stressing the chance for Michael to correct any inaccuracies. Despite this, Michael remains composed, answering with confidence through direct eye contact and frequent head nods. He acknowledges the possibility of Robert lying about Michael's involvement due to an obsession with assuming full responsibility, offering insight into their motivations. Detective Bentz's transparent approach, mentioning Robert's interrogation and the consequences of falsehoods, seems effective in encouraging Michael's cooperation and truthfulness.
So you think he may kind of just tell us what happened too?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Did you guys talk about being on the news and getting to see each other on TV and stuff?
Yeah.
What kind of things did you say and talk about?
Mostly about how we were planning on killing more people.
Yeah.
Talk. And we become famous, we get on Wikipedia lists.
Oh, okay.
Famous people.
That'd be a big deal, yeah. I mean, do you think they might even make a movie or something, or a TV show?
I don't know about a movie or TV show, but...
Did you guys talk about that?
Yeah, definitely documentaries and stuff. He just wanted to be famous.
What did you want?
Me?
You keep talking about what he wanted. What did you want?
No, I just wanted to get my bonus program. Get a job.
But I mean, your big brother's telling you he wants to be famous, and you guys are making these plans. Surely you want some of that fame too, right?
Yeah, I do want to do it with him because, like, he's going to do it no matter what. He says if I don't do it with him, they'll just kill me too, or leave me there. So,
Michael shares significant information here about his intention to kill his family. He discloses that Robert insisted on his assistance with the attack, emphasizing Robert's active role in planning and executing the violence. Michael goes on to explain that Robert intended to kill all family members anyway and threatened to kill Michael if he didn't comply and join in. This revelation highlights the intimidating and manipulative tactics employed by Robert to ensure Michael's participation in the violent acts. Given the strong bonds between the two brothers, Michael's choice to participate in the violence can be seen as a survival instinct. However, there is no denying that Michael had opportunities to stop Robert, as he mentioned in the beginning that they were planning for this for 2 months. Moreover, during the interrogation, there is no significant proof that he regretted his action. He didn't shed a single drop of tears while describing how each member was killed. Thus, his intention to blame Robert for all the murders might not work out. Although Michael's disclosure of Robert forcing him to join in could potentially provide him with some benefit of doubt in the legal proceedings.
Kind of gave me a quick version of what he's saying that you did, and you haven't told me everything, okay? So I know you're not being completely honest, and I gave you one shot already.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you might say. I mean,
Well, you stabbed more than one person. So who else did you stab? Or you stabbed more than just one time?
Oh, I stabbed Christopher more than one time.
How many times did you stab him?
I think twice.
Because you don't think we're going to know that?
Stop thinking and go with what you know.
You mentioned forensics a minute ago.
I know.
I mean, I'm just one of like hundreds of people that are going to look at this thing, okay? I mean, we got the state police coming in. There's, I don't know, 20 different forensic detectives at your house right now.
They're going to be there a long time because of the scene that it is.
So everybody that you killed and every single stab wound that you inflicted, we're going to know about. And this is your last chance to just kind of let us know, to be honest, to man up and tell us exactly what you did and start making it right.
I hit Christopher. I did not stab Victoria with Daniel.
You did not stab Victoria.
I tried to stab Mom.
You stabbed Mom.
When she was walking away, I tried to go for her neck, but,
Is that when you cut yourself then?
Yeah, I think after that.
Where did you stab her?
I tried to go from behind it,
Did you cut her?
I think so, yeah.
This doesn't seem like something you have to think about. I know you're still kind of dealing with it. And I wasn't there, I wasn't the one doing it, but you don't have to think about it. You know what you did. So you cut her neck, you stabbed Christopher in the neck. How many times did you stab Christopher?
2 or 3, I think.
And who else did you stab?
Besides mom.
Because here's the thing, everybody's been stabbed, and you both had knives, and we know you both stabbed everybody. So you guys are kind of at the same level, and so now it's who's going to be honest and make this right, and who's a liar. Okay, which one do you want to be?
I'm not.
Okay, so you're a man of your word?
Yes.
Okay. And do you want to make this right and do the right thing at this point in time?
Yes.
Okay. What else are you missing?
You want to start over then?
Like,
You tell us where you need to start.
he stabbed. I didn't stab. I was stabbed to a window.
Detective Bentz's direct confrontation with Michael about his role in the crime creates a pressure on Michael and a sense of urgency to address inconsistencies in his previous statements. Michael's nervousness becomes apparent in his facial expressions as he faces this confrontation. With forensic evidence and Robert's confession, Michael's defense finally starts to crumble. This shift in his narrative is a response to the change that Detective Bentz made in terms of the intensity of his assertiveness in addressing Michael.
You only stabbed your family because they were in the way? Towards the bigger plan?
Well, the reason we was trying to kill family is, they were in the way and, higher count.
Just to start off with a big count.
So is this all a game? This higher count, I'm confused. Is this a game?
It's more like trying to become famous, trying to get, set a record.
Did you, now, because you said this yourself, you told Robert you killed 3,
Yep.
And so now we're stuck at the point where you've told us you stabbed Christopher and your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Is there one more person that you stabbed and you didn't mention earlier?
No.
Okay.
I can stick to my one that I ain't stabbed anybody else, but it's nothing.
How do you feel about what you've done now?
I didn't like it the minute it started.
How do you feel about your mother? You watched her get stabbed, you cut her throat yourself, and you watched her bleed all over the place and scream. How does that make you feel?
Not think about it.
You don't want to think about it? And Christopher, your little brother, you stabbed him in the neck. What has he ever done to you?
Nothing.
So he's just a number.
Yes.
And how do you feel about that now?
It's pointless.
It's what?
Pointless.
Pointless. Would you be willing to write us a statement kind of explaining what we just talked about?
Yeah.
Kind of starting at the beginning.
Paper.
Like,
I don't know if I can get that well.
Yeah, pen and paper is what I'm talking about.
In this concluding part of the interrogation, Michael finally admits to a sinister motive. The family's murder was just the start of a plan for mass killings, driven by a desire for fame through violence. When asked about his feelings regarding the violence against his mother and his little brother, Michael acknowledges his discomfort and emotional detachment, possibly stemming from deep-rooted psychological issues and disturbed family dynamics. He also reveals that at the time of the crime, he dehumanized them as just numbers in order to get famous, but now he recognizes the pointlessness of it all, hitting at a sense of regret. Although 3 years after the crime took place, Michael received his court verdict on May 10, 2018. The jury, after more than 5 hours of deliberation, found Michael Bever guilty of killing his parents and 3 younger siblings, as well as attempting to kill his then 13-year-old sister, who survived and became a key witness for the prosecution. The verdict was delivered based on the testimonies provided by Crystal Bever and a wealth of evidence, including the interrogation footage. When Judge Sharon Holmes read the verdict, it had a profound impact on those present in the courtroom. Many of the jurors openly wept as the verdict was announced. Michael, upon hearing the verdict, fell to the floor and had to be assisted back into his seat by a sheriff's deputy. This dramatic moment marked a significant turning point in the legal proceedings surrounding the tragic case. Robert Bever ultimately pleaded guilty to all charges and received a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Michael Bever's trial commenced on April 16, 2018, and he was sentenced on August 9, 2018 to life in prison with the potential for parole. This case left a deep trauma in the hearts of the people of Oklahoma, particularly within the Broken Arrow community. The gruesome nature of the crime made neighbors uneasy and disturbed by the sight of the property. It served as a daily reminder of the tragedy, turning a once vibrant family home where children played into a place haunted by dark memories for all who bore witness to it. Consequently, the city council made the decision to transform the property into a reflection park. As the city councilor Mike Lester expressed it, this place is a place that nobody wishes to remember, but one that nobody can ever forget. The park was an attempt to bend the perspective and create a positive narrative as a closure for this case. As we conclude this harrowing case, we are left with a profound sense of the impact that violence and tragedy can have on a community. The transformation of a once happy family home into a haunting reminder of the past serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of our lives and the enduring power of memories. How does a community heal from such deep wounds?
My boyfriend is dying of a stab.
Ma'am, what is the address?
He has a stab wound to his shoulder. Can you sit down?
What do you mean he has a stab wound on his shoulder, ma'am?
Yeah, it's just bleeding from his shoulder.
Dad? Sit down. Sit down.
Okay, no, I'll sit down. I just, you scared me.
Sit down.
He's not dead, is he?
We don't. No, they're taking him to the hospital right now. He's in the hospital right now.
I need to be at the hospital with him.
Oh, you're not going anywhere. How many times did you stab him?
I did not stab him once. I just threw it because I was scared.
You threw a knife?
Threw it.
You threw a knife?
Threw it from, like, across the room. I did not, like, I was scared.
26-year-old Courtney Clenney, who appeared to be a victim of abuse, was brought to the Miami Police Department on April 3, 2022 for questioning. She stabbed her boyfriend in the chest with this knife in an attempt to defend herself from alleged abuse. However, it is not so clear who the abuser was and who was being abused. Confused? Well, watch this. This CCTV footage captured an incident that took place a few weeks prior to Christian being stabbed in his chest. Courtney's portrayal of the dynamics within the couple during the interrogation contradicts the roles of victim and abuser as evident in the footage. To untangle this complex web, let's take a quick look at their backgrounds and then delve deeper into the interrogation to understand Courtney's psyche. Courtney Clenney, famously known as Courtney Taylor, was an Instagram influencer and OnlyFans sensation with a staggering 2 million followers. She started dating 27-year-old Christian Toby Obumseli in late 2020. Christian was a cryptocurrency investor and was doing well for himself. However, the couple were reported to have a very toxic relationship where Courtney was often found to be an aggressor. Having an on and off relationship, the couple broke up in late March 2022. However, within a week, the couple reconciled again on April 1st. On April 3rd, 2022, the couple had an argument in their Miami apartment where things, quite literally, got out of hand. According to Courtney's account, she threw a knife towards Christian from a distance of 10 feet in self-defense. The resulting stab wound was severe, leading to Christian's prompt hospitalization after responders arrived at their apartment, following Courtney's 911 call reporting the incident. In terms of self-defense, apparently Courtney's aim defied the laws of physics, creating a stab wound deeper than logic would allow at a mere 10 feet. Let's untangle this narrative by taking a critical approach and observing the interrogation room in Courtney's account more closely. One of the classic moves in an interrogation is to leave the suspect unattended in the interrogation room for an extended period of time and observe. It serves multiple purposes. It applies psychological pressure, inducing a growing sense of anxiety in the suspect, while also providing valuable insights and helping detectives to study the behavior of the suspect, based on which they can formulate strategies for the interrogation. It is evident in the clip that Courtney is aware of the fact that she's being recorded. She consistently engages in a display of weeping and sobbing, seemingly crafting an image of emotional distress that could potentially serve as her defense strategy. It is too early for the detective to judge if she's genuinely remorseful or her actions are just a part of her manipulation. Let's see how she responds when the detectives finally enter and begin the questioning.
My apologies for being absolutely fucking covered in blood.
Listen, you don't have to apologize, okay? I completely understand. Alright? Things happen, and you can't control it. Okay? So, you don't have to apologize for anything, alright? Detective Vecino, okay, and this is my partner, Sergeant Rodriguez. Okay. Are you currently living there?
Yes.
How long have you guys been living there?
Since the first or second week of January.
Okay. Oh, this year? 2022.
Yeah, we moved here January this year together from Boston.
From Boston?
From Boston.
From Boston. Oh, okay. When did you guys come to Miami from Boston?
We visited last year in March, and we loved it. And we travel all the time together. We like the beach.
Yeah.
It's very good. I mean, I've always wanted to live here. So he was like, he wanted to move to London. I wanted to move here. And I was like, maybe we should start in the U.S.
Yeah,
and he was like that, and we did it. So.
Okay. How long have you guys been together?
About 2 years.
About 2
years. A year
years?
and a half to 2 years, yeah.
Okay.
Is he okay?
He's still at the hospital. They're still,
I know.
monitoring him and talking to him. So we're waiting.
Oh my God! So he didn't even have to have surgery.
Well, I don't know. They're still doing X-rays and stuff like that. So I don't know yet. I'm waiting to hear a response.
That's all I have to know. Thank God.
So
that's all I need.
We'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay.
And once we're done, I'll go talk to them again and see what's the update. Okay. All right.
It's truly intriguing to observe this woman whose boyfriend lies hospitalized due to a stab wound inflicted by her. In the first meeting with detectives, she offers apologies, not for the gravity of the situation or the condition of her boyfriend, but rather for the inconvenience caused by the blood she's drenched in. The keen-eyed primary detective, Yermaine Briseno, seizes on this peculiar choice of focus. Employing the minimizing method, he downplays the severity of the crime, subtly conveying that it wasn't as serious as it might have appeared. This tactic aims to instill a false sense of reassurance in the suspect, encouraging them to believe their actions aren't as grave as they may think. As the questioning is still in the interview phase, the detective artfully extracts personal information and establishes a general rapport. Oblivious to this strategy, Courtney engages in the conversation, fueled by her need for an ego boost, and she starts to reveal more than she intended. Her body language is louder than her words. It's here, after a few minutes into the interview, that Courtney finally asks about her boyfriend. However, a sudden shift occurs in Courtney's demeanor when she discovers that Christian's treatment is ongoing. Although she gets excited by the fact that Christian is still alive, she quickly slides into a more defensive posture. The prospect of the police speaking to him once he gets better hits her significantly, causing a noticeable change in tone and demeanor.
So you said 1.5 years to 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you said that today you guys were supposed to go to the park?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We were, well, I'll just let you ask questions and I'll answer.
No, you can tell me whatever you want. You can tell me whenever you want.
Yeah, we had just gotten back together. I had broken up with him, and then he came back the last 2 nights, and everything was perfect. And then start into an argument, and I ended up getting scared, and I think that I overreacted, or not overreacted necessarily, but reacted, and I just didn't know exactly what might happen. Yeah, we were right before anything happened. We were going to walk the dogs down to this park over by the Paramount, which has the beach volleyball and basketball court and all that. We're gonna walk them over there and let my dog Ranger play soccer. That was my plan for the day, and then go.
How old are you?
To the movie. Or you go to a movie tonight in Miami Beach. My dogs are 8 years old. 8 years old?
Oh, okay. Are both of them?
Yes.
Oh. You've had them all 8 years? Since they were babies?
Yes.
Oh. What breed are they?
Mini Aussies.
Mini Aussies? I love those.
Me too.
Super smart.
Yeah.
You guys lived in Austin before here, right? Between the first and second week of January, you guys moved to Miami. Did you guys stop anywhere before coming to Miami, or did you move somewhere else between Austin and Miami, or you went straight to Miami?
We drove the U-Haul from Austin to Miami. Took us like 2 days. I didn't drive one bit, but he went the whole way. So like a day and a half. 2 days. No, we just stopped a bunch of places on the way.
Does he have any family?
He does. He has. Yeah. He has his mom and grandma. He's closest to.
Mom and grandma?
Mhm.
We're here in Miami, or?
They live in Dallas. I think his grandma may still be in Nigeria, because they visit a lot, but I think that they're back in Dallas.
Okay.
He has a brother that lives in I think Houston. I don't know where his sister lives.
Do you happen to know off the top of your head their phone number, or?
None of theirs, no.
No?
No.
Do you have it on your phone number, on your phone, or?
I think that I would have his mom on my phone for sure, and then maybe his grandma.
Oh, okay. What's his mom's name?
You know, he told me. I think I'm terrible right now.
Yeah. That's like remembering.
And I met her multiple times. I've been to her house, and I still didn't tell you. That's pretty bad.
I mean, how many times have you seen her?
I think 4 times.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's spread apart, right?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't imagine to like remember somebody's name that easy. So I'm really bad at remember names too. So again, how about his brother? You know his brother's name, or no?
He's very like not, I guess, like too thorough with talking about. I mean, that's not really probably like the word, but not like too thorough. I feel like I calmed down a little bit once he told me like they're just like talking. Okay, so I can talk. They're like he's not really like that thorough or something. He doesn't really talk as much about his family as I do mine. I talk about my family all the time.
Okay. Where's your family?
In Austin.
You're all in Austin?
All in Austin, yeah.
You have a big family, small family?
I am the most. I'm the closest with my immediate family. My mom, my dad, and my little sister.
Okay.
So not really that big of a family.
Okay. What's your mom's name?
Bever.
Bever. And your dad's?
Kim.
Kim.
Mm-hmm.
What are their names?
Clenney.
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 And your sister?
Morgan.
The distinction between manipulation and genuine remorse often lies in how suspects downplay their actions and avoid taking accountability. In the clip, Courtney makes a correction when she states she reacted during the fight, rather than admitting she may have overreacted. Not once does she acknowledge that Christian's condition is a result of the stab wound she inflicted, raising doubts about her sincerity. Moreover, there are observable traits of narcissism in Courtney's behavior, as her focus seems predominantly self-centered. Apologizing for being covered in blood, as if maintaining a perfect appearance during an interrogation is crucial, showcases this aspect. Additionally, she expresses contentment that her boyfriend will probably make it without delving into follow-up questions about his well-being. Courtney's assertions that Christian hasn't disclosed details about his family and close relationships even after 2 years together, while she herself openly shares experiences and information about her family, carry a subtle tone of complaint, adding another layer to her character.
So how about before we go into like the details of what happened today, okay, I have to swear you in and read you a couple other paperwork. It's just normal process for everybody, with victims, witnesses, everybody, okay? So
I got a chance to talk to Christian today.
To who?
Christian.
Who's Christian? Oh,
the victim.
They haven't told me his name yet.
If I'm the victim, he's definitely the victim. What'd you say?
No, he didn't know his name, so he was confused. I was the one that wants to see.
I just assume everybody knows everything.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, that's okay. Not always.
will I get a chance to talk to him?
We'll see once we're done with everything, the talking and with the scene and seeing what's the update with him, and then we'll definitely get you an answer later. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, this is an investigation into, what do we call it, a domestic dispute. Real quick, have you taken any alcohol or medication or narcotics today?
No.
No?
I have just like medicine that I do, but nothing that was mind altering.
Oh, okay. Like what?
I actually don't know what it's called. Taking the medication just for.
What's the medication for? If you don't mind me asking. What is your level of education? Was the last grade or did you graduate?
From college.
From college? Okay. What college was that?
ACC and Santa Monica Community College.
How long of school did you do there? Approximately.
It's like at each one, well, ACC about a year and a half, I think. Santa Monica like a semester or two.
Okay.
That was never for me.
Okay. Do you have have you been diagnosed with any mental disability or anything like that? No? Okay. Alright, I'm gonna move over to this one. Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Would I be able to talk to my father? Because he pretty much acts as my attorney with, like, I mean, not like for stuff like this. Obviously, I've never been in this kind of situation.
Is he an attorney?
No. He's just.
Well, we'll give you a chance.
We know what to do.
We'll give you a chance to talk to your family. Okay.
I mean, before like I just feel like I don't know. I mean, I think it'll be fine. I think Christian will be fine, and I will be fine. So I mean, there's no need, but I just would like to talk to somebody.
No worries. I'm gonna give you some time to talk to your dad or with anybody that you need to talk to. Okay.
And I want to go home and see my dogs, and I want to go to the hospital. Will I be able to do that tonight?
We took care of the dogs. We found someone. I believe your mom mentioned that's taken care of them before when you traveled. So
love and thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got able to get a hold of them, and they're actually going to be taken over there. Just so you know. So they're taken care of. They're in good hands. They're probably actually already here now. Okay. So we took care of those. Because I know they were they were going back and forth. They seemed a little, you know. I know how dogs are. We're all dog lovers here. All three of us, you know, we also have dogs. So that's like family, and we took care of them. Just so you know.
Yeah, the female officer that was over there was talking to my mom and trying to get the one that was able. Thank God.
So they're in good hands.
Thank you. I want to talk to my mom for an hour on the phone, and I want to go sit at the hospital. Am I going to be able to do that?
So far right now, I can't give you an answer. Okay, we just have to go through everything. Because remember, this just happened, so I can't really give you a straight answer. If I do, I would be lying to you, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to lie to you.
Okay.
In this segment, the primary detective poses open-ended questions to Courtney. Instead of responding directly, Courtney employs a rather predictable tactic, attempting to discern whether Christian has already divulged certain information. It's a classic yet unimpressive act, an attempt to gauge if any incriminating details exist against her. Despite being well into the investigation, the detectives, perceiving her game, choose not to offer straightforward answers. They strategically withhold information, heightening the psychological pressure on Courtney. A noteworthy technique surfaces in this section as well. With the rights being read and a preface of "this is an investigation," Courtney becomes aware of the gravity of her situation. She swiftly requests to speak with her father. It's essential to note previous instances of abuse, such as her arrest for throwing a glass at Christian during a Las Vegas vacation in 2021, that didn't lead to serious consequences for her.
We were getting loud, and I was like, oh my god, we're gonna like do damage to the room or something. Not damage to each other, like I really want to like.
But why would you think
that.
why would you think that you were gonna do damage to the room?
I like throwing something, or like.
Did you throw something?
Did I?
Yeah.
No.
Did anybody throw anything?
No.
So why would you think that there is damage to the room to be made?
Because I've done that before in our house, and I.
What have you done?
Thrown a glass at him, plate, and I could just see, like the way that things were going. We were either gonna get loud, or I was gonna end up throwing something, or like get in trouble somehow. So I was like, you know what, I'm just nipping this in the bud.
Did you throw a glass or a plate at him today?
No.
Okay. So if
No, this was before.
Okay, so when I go to the room and I see a broken glass on the floor, where did the glass come from?
I don't know. I literally couldn't even remember how the fight started.
However, this time proves different, and Courtney appears to realize she may not escape as easily as before. Her speech accelerates, and she attempts to reassure herself by saying everything is going to be fine. These behaviors make her guilt more obvious to the detectives.
So let's start from the start. You guys are supposed to take out your dogs to the park, right? And then what happens after that?
Like I said, a little bit blur.
Yeah.
I was doing laundry and watching a Christina Randall, or listening to a Christina Randall video, and tried to call my mom. She didn't answer the first time. And then he came back with a Subway sandwich. Before he left, he recited exactly what I wanted. And I said, I'll tell you what I want to you. And he said, I know what you want. I said, no, you don't. And he recited it to me before he left. And he got it perfectly right.
Okay.
And then he left. I guess he went to go bike over there. That's just what he said. I don't know if he walked or biked, but he told me if you're a biker,
like a bicycle?
Yeah.
Okay.
He came back, and I said something about like, oh, are you gonna like reshare your location with me? Like, did you unshare it? And he said, yeah, I unshared it. And I was like, oh, when did you do that? And he goes, the other day, like when you were done with me. And I was like, okay, well, fair enough. Like, reshare it. And then he told, it kind of like turned into like a little like argument or something. And then he told me to reshare mine, and I was like, okay, yeah, I will. And then I didn't do it immediately. He asked me about it again. And I don't know what I was thinking, but just said something about, well, what if I'm somewhere you don't want me to be?
Okay.
Which I wouldn't have been. I love him. But just like, maybe you don't want to know where I am. I guess maybe it'll just like hurt him because he was pressing me. And he ended up pinning me against the wall. And then, I said like choking me on the floor. It's just like, they were looking at my neck and I was like, I'm not saying like choking me like, whatever. But he had my like neck, and this happened twice before, where I couldn't breathe and I was on the floor. Yeah. I could not breathe. And I don't think that he was trying to kill me, but I was scared. And all 3 times I have been scared. So yeah, I'm on the floor, being heavy pinned, and lets me up. I'm on the, get my mom on the phone, and I'm just trying to really remember. Hey, Mom, I'm on the phone, and I remember she was standing like against the couch. Like we were obviously it was a big deal at this point. So this happened like over by the door, and somehow moved like over in the living room. We were standing by the couch, kissing for the kitchen. I was in the kitchen, and then he just like I could see like all the whites in his eyes, and he was like coming at me, and so I grabbed one of these knives. My mom got me for Christmas. I grabbed one of them, and I was like, I swear to God. I swear to God. It was just like, I grab and be like, don't come anywhere closer to me. Because, earlier, I was having 2 other times I couldn't breathe. I'm sorry. I couldn't breathe. And it's very scary. And I just think, like, just like this kind of thing where I was saying, like, do you know if he's okay? If he's choking me and he's angry enough, he might this is different, I think. But if he's like choking me or like pinning me or something and I can't breathe, he might go too long. So I grab a knife and I said, don't come anywhere closer to me. I had absolutely no intention of using it. I'm on the phone with my mom and he's coming at me like he's gonna grab either the phone or like the knife or something. And so I was just like, I was like, don't come any closer. It's coming at me, and I threw it. And I meant for it to go.
How far away was he?
Well, I was by my fridge, and he was like by the edge of one of the chairs of the sofa.
Okay.
Like
comparing to
10 feet. I'm trying to think in my head. I'm trying to make the.
Was it closer than I am?
No, it was just further.
Well, like the length of this room?
No, further than that.
Okay.
Oh, well, if I said, yeah, you're right. It was more than 10 feet then. It was definitely further than this.
Okay. I mean, it's closer. It looks a lot smaller. Here.
It was further than that.
Okay. So then you were by the fridge and he was by the couch? You were by the fridge and he was by the couch?
Yes, I was in front of the fridge. He was by the couch.
And then
behind my island.
No, what kind of movements did he make? At the moment, he was gonna walk
running
up,
at me.
Running? Okay.
Well, charging, aggressively walking, something.
What was he doing? Like, was he doing something with his hands or?
He had his hands up. I couldn't tell you exactly.
Was he yelling at you at the time?
Yes.
Yeah. What was he saying?
Well, I'm supposed to put my hand up, so I really need to think. So. Yeah, I remember one of the things, but I don't think it's relevant.
No, go ahead, tell me. It might be relevant. It might help me understand this a little more.
He said, why don't you go find one of the fucking guys in G-Wagons? Because I had said something about that when I broke up with him like a week ago. Out of anger. I didn't say it because I want that, because I love him. But that was just one of the things that you said.
Was that at the moment that he was charging you or earlier in one of the arguments?
It was before he choked me. Yes, it was before he choked me. Okay. Or whatever.
So he gets...
So no, not right then. I couldn't tell you exactly what he said right then.
Okay. So...
But I swear to God, I was scared. I mean, after like what I was scared. And I was on the phone with my mom and it was still happening. Yeah. I was scared.
Up to this point, the detectives have been unaware of Courtney's history as an abuser, given the early stage of the investigation. It becomes imperative for them to recognize the inconsistencies in her narrative. Courtney's account of the incident appears filled with inconsistencies, casting doubt on her tears and portrayal of herself as a victim. One significant inconsistency lies in her failure to provide basic details about the incident, such as whether she fell on the floor or if Christian had her pinned against the wall. Moreover, the lack of clarity on how she managed to grab the knife from behind created doubt. Logically, in a threatening situation, one would instinctively opt for a larger object for self-defense, rather than meticulously aiming and throwing a knife conveniently located on a counter in its holder. Further, the depth of the inflicted wound raises suspicions. If thrown from a distance of 10 feet as claimed, the injury would not have been so severe. The pieces of the puzzle in Courtney's narrative do not seem to align. Proceeding with the investigation becomes crucial to unravel the intricacies of her deception more clearly.
So you told me that he had you against the wall at one point, right? With his hands over your neck?
Mm-hmm.
And how did you end up from the wall to the ground?
Let me go.
Uh-huh.
Let me go, and then I started swinging on him because I had been against the wall.
Okay.
I started trying to hit him.
Yeah.
And then he put me on the ground.
He dropped you to the ground. What did he do? Like, did he like lift you up, or did he grab your hair? Did he just kind of like rotate you onto the ground?
I really couldn't even tell you.
He pushed you.
If I could have like been given all these questions, I could be like, maybe let me think about it. Or when I'm trying to remember like a whole situation of where I was very upset about something, which I've learned this in therapy or whatever. It's like write down like all the details so you don't forget. Just like write it all out clearly so it makes sense to you and makes sense to somebody else. But I haven't had a chance to have a pen and paper or my phone to like write down exactly what happened. And I haven't really even like fully thought about it.
Yeah.
So honestly, my answer is I don't remember.
That's fine. So he has you on the ground. You end up on the ground, and he has his hands over your neck, correct? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. And then is he saying something to you at the time when he's on the ground on top of you? Or?
He was saying something like gritting his teeth. I don't remember what it was.
Like what?
He was saying something like gritting his teeth, like with the white of his eyes, but I don't remember what it was.
Okay. And then he at one point he stops, right? Sorry. And what, you get up, you go to the bedroom, or what do you do?
I get my phone from the kitchen. I got my phone from the kitchen. I called my mom. I was talking to her, and then he was following me around the apartment and acting like, I mean, just like after, we shouldn't be together.
You guys have a history of domestic violence?
Yeah.
You say you've been together how long, sorry?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2
year
years.
and a half to 2 years.
So how many incidents you think you've had?
I don't know, but we shouldn't be together.
Based on these inconsistencies that are apparent, the primary detective uses leading questions that sometimes help suspects remember details of an incident. However, Courtney attempts to play it safe here. She avoids answering these questions, as by now she's realized that any small loophole in her story can be used against her. She conveniently dodges these leading questions by mentioning her inability to remember all these details, as the incident took place quite abruptly. The detective, identifying her attempt, tries to fill in the gaps and proceeds with more detailed questions with choices. This is when she tries another classic tactic. Watch closely in the next clip.
When you say one or two, or just too many to...
Oh my God. Oh my God. I haven't touched my ankle. It's like wet blood. Like I just want to take a shower, God. Okay. No. We can.
I'll get you
I'm not trying to interrupt the.
No. You keep on.
This is absolutely the most insane shit that I think I've ever been involved in.
I think anybody that goes through this
without
would be
a doubt.
just insane.
What'd you say?
I think that if anybody goes through this type of situation, it would be pretty insane for them.
Okay. You said
have you made a report before?
No.
You've never made a report?
Oh, I did in Dallas actually about a year ago, and he was detained.
And what happened there?
He had pushed me in the lobby, but it wasn't like a big deal, and they made it a huge deal. And he ended up getting taken to the hospital or jail or something.
Yeah.
Which I don't think it was necessary, but yeah, he had been. And then also I've been arrested for it as well, in Vegas in August.
Oh.
So he and I each had one.
Okay. What happened in Vegas?
We just got in an argument in the hotel room, and what I guess made them arrest me was that I said I had thrown a glass at him.
Oh, okay.
Like a glass of, like a drink.
Okay.
Which I think until that point it was like fine, I guess. Like I didn't, whatever, but they asked like, did you throw something at him? Because I guess they went upstairs and they said, you throw a drink at him? And I said, yes, I did. Because, what's the point? Why? I guess it's whatever. So, yeah. They went up and they said, I guess they asked me about it. And I said, yes. And they said, okay, well, that's DV or battery or something, not assault or something like that. And so I got arrested and I was held for 12 hours. That wasn't fun. But yeah, those are the two incidences for. I don't know what the incident for him was like.
About how many incidents have you guys had here in Miami since January?
What do you mean?
Like how many times has the police been called to your apartment, or you called the police since January?
Okay. Police have been called once because I called them because my boyfriend was threatening suicide.
Okay.
I'm sure there are records of that or whatever. I don't know how.
Why was he threatening suicide?
I don't remember exactly what the situation was, but he was he had taken a knife. He grabbed it in front of my face, and then I got scared, and he was kind of waving it at me, but it wasn't for me. And then he took it into the extra room and slammed the door. And he has a history of self-harm. So I was kind of just like, okay, well, let me go in there and chase him, regardless of whether or not what's going on. And I tried to open the door, and he wouldn't open the door. So I got really scared that he was doing something in there that I couldn't control. So I called the cops. And he wasn't very happy with me about that, but I was really scared.
Did he say anything that he was going to do to himself, or?
He threatened it many, many times, but I don't remember if he did it right then.
Does he suffer from anything?
No, that's what he's told me.
Yeah. And then the other time they called police?
Okay, and then this, the police were called because of us, actually because of us, twice. If I'm being correct. It was that time when I called, and then this time when it was obviously absolutely necessary.
Okay.
I was the one who called 911. Because I was literally asking him, what is our address? What is our address? Because I could not think straight. Baby, what is our address?
Today?
Yeah, it was today. Okay. So there was that one. But the cops have been up there one other time yesterday for absolutely no reason. Absolutely none. They harassed not the police, but security guards from office, like young security guards. Came up for no reason. Bothered him, bothered me. I was about to go to the pool. I said, they said, do you want us to keep him out of here? And I said, yeah, but y'all have been letting him up all week when he hasn't had a key.
Yeah.
But, no. Do you want us to call the cops? No. It's fine. Like, I didn't want him to get arrested. Like, there's no reason for that. And so, whatever. So I said no. And then he, I guess he just wanted to call the police or something, because right after that he goes, well, we saw you shove him. Which he was referring to downstairs in the elevator. My boyfriend had followed me into the elevator, and I didn't want him to come in. So I go, stop following me. And I did this. And we were like, Christian will attest to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But that just didn't happen. So it's like he moved from Christian to me. It seemed like he just wanted to cause trouble.
Yeah.
So the police were involved yesterday when there shouldn't have been anything. And then I think there was like 1 or 2 times where I don't think the police were called, but maybe security. Well, if you're talking about police, that's definitely the only times that I can think of.
Okay.
Security have been called for noise complaint.
She believes she can divert the detectives from their line of questioning by pretending to have a meltdown and requesting a shower in the current situation. What she fails to grasp is that the detectives, specialists in interrogating suspects for such crimes, are trained to remain focused and resolute in extracting the truth through their observations and inquiries. Recognizing that her tactic is ineffective, Courtney is compelled to address their questions. In this instance, the detective poses a closed-minded question that is crucial to claims of abuse by Christian. They ask whether any of the past incidents were ever reported. Initially responding with a no, Courtney, perhaps mindful of the thorough investigation underway, shares valuable information. Both Christian and Courtney were arrested on separate occasions for acts of violence against each other. While the reports were not voluntary from their end, these incidents were reported. This information paints a vivid picture of the troubled relationship the couple shared. Courtney's response clearly highlights the toxicity embedded in their relationship.
And what do you guys usually argue about? Or is it always a different issue?
I don't even know.
You don't even...
I mean, no, kind of ish. But I don't even know.
Okay. Do you mind telling us about those arguments or no?
I don't think there's a point. I cannot remember everything, so I'm not. I don't want to remember part of it.
Okay.
Would you say it's jealousy related?
For sure, for some of it, yeah.
So, you think you can tell us the story one more time, just so I can make sure that I didn't miss anything?
Didn't you write everything down?
No, he's writing it down for me. But I just want to make sure that you can explain to us one more time the story.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can see how I am. Okay. Well, he went to go get me Subway. We wake up. We've broken up. I broke up with him about a week ago. My mom came into town. She was in town because of it. And I told her, like, what am I saying? Anyway, she came into town because of this. She was there for about 6 days. My boyfriend was freaking squatting in my elevator, like, little room. But I didn't want to kick him out because he said he wanted to go to me. I'm like, okay. I eventually feel like, okay, I got the sense of control. You can go home. Then she goes home. That crap with the security guard who I guess just had an agenda. That happened yesterday. Or was it the day before yesterday? Honestly, I really don't. I can't think of it. It's the day before yesterday. So.
Which security guard is this? Do you know his name?
I don't remember his name. I could point him out in the lineup in 1 second. So after that fact, I was like, wow, you just tried to cause a problem for no reason. I thought it was just fun. I was like, why are you doing this? Like, just because, like I said, that we're over, blah, blah, blah. And he was trying to talk to me, and I just didn't want to talk to him. I really let him have it over the phone. And I let him come back and spend the night, and then he explained the whole thing, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's definitely too nice, yeah. He explained the whole thing, and I was like, okay, you know what? Let's agree. We will never, like, touch each other again out of anger, and he will never gaslight me again. Those were the two, like, main things. And this was a very, like, late night. So the last couple days have been, he was just great. He was happy to be back in the apartment. I was happy to have him back in the apartment because I missed him. And been waking up telling me, good morning, I love you, touching me. Like, it's just, I felt very, very loved when I woke up this morning. That's why I'm so, like, heartbroken. It's just like, why? Why? Like, I should have just left the apartment.
At this juncture, it became crucial for the detectives to delve deeper into the couple's relationship, seeking a comprehensive understanding of the dynamics and the underlying issues that culminated in the current situation. Consequently, follow-up questions about the specific issues leading to arguments were posed. Once again, Courtney refrains from providing a direct answer. In an attempt to verify the accuracy of the details in their possession, the detective requests Courtney to recount the entire incident once more. However, Courtney's evident hesitation in revisiting the events of that day raises doubts about the authenticity of her narrative. This reluctance adds to the growing skepticism regarding the truthfulness of her account. When a suspect is hesitant or unwilling to repeat the story they initially provided during interrogation, it may indicate that the suspect is attempting to fabricate or modify their narrative, possibly to align it with emerging information or to cover up inconsistencies in their account. In such situations, the detectives may interpret hesitation as a potential sign of deception, prompting them to scrutinize the suspect's statements more closely and explore further lines of questioning to uncover any potential manipulation.
Come to think of it. Okay, so anyway, he went to go get me Subway, or he went to go get himself Subway, got me Subway, he rode his bike, or I guess, whatever, walked something, came back, and then, I was trying to look for his location, like, while he was gone. Not because I was wondering where he was, like, sketchy.
Yeah.
But just, like, trying to see how far he was, because I was...
He was on his way back? Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. So, I couldn't see it, and he said that he would change it the night before, I think. I don't know. And he was at... He asked me if I would change mine back, and I said something along the lines of what? Oh, I said something. I'm staring at your yellow paper because it's in front of me. I cannot read one thing, so I don't know if you think like I'm.
No.
Okay, so the subway thing. He comes back. I asked him about his location. Said he'll change it. Asked me about mine. I said something mean or unnecessary about, even though I wasn't anywhere, saying something like, oh, well, you wouldn't want to know. Something like that. And he ended up getting upset. And that's kind of like where it went from there. I mean, it did the wall. I don't remember exactly where it went from there. And I was on the floor. Let me go. I called my mom.
So he had you against the wall. He was holding you by the neck, right?
Yes.
And then he let you go. You start swinging at him, and then he ends up putting you on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. And then,
oh yeah, when I was up against the wall, I mean, when he had me like this, I was just trying to get it off.
Yeah, you're trying to get it off.
But it wasn't. I didn't feel.
You felt the pressure.
It wasn't a long time.
Yeah.
It wasn't a long time, and it wasn't extremely hard. It was kind of just like, I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay. And then he put you on the ground after that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said something that you don't remember what you said.
Gritting his teeth.
Okay. And then he let you go.
Yes.
Okay. Then you got up, and then what happened?
I went into the kitchen. I picked up my phone from my charger.
Okay.
To call my mom. Actually, at that point, I walked into the living room. She was sitting on the couch. I didn't say this before. I walked in the living room. I called my mom. You could see I was calling my mom.
Okay.
That made him angry. I went in his living room, took her sit on the couch. He came in there, tried to get the phone out of my hand, so I went back into the kitchen. And at that point, I was sitting there, and I grabbed the knife, which...
Did he ever get the phone out of your hands? Or?
No.
No?
No. He just came over to me and was trying to get it, and then I went into the kitchen. I don't not think that this was... I don't know. I really don't know if this is justified at all. I actually don't know.
Well, that's what
I really don't know, because I know I was scared, but I really don't know.
So you got the knife.
Because I grabbed a knife. I grabbed a knife and I said, like, pretty much just like, don't get any close to me.
In this segment, a clear distinction emerges between genuine remorse and manipulation in Courtney's behavior. Throughout the second recounting of the incident to the detectives, Courtney fails to take any accountability for stabbing the knife into Christian's shoulder. Only when pressed by the detective to elaborate and reiterate the details does she finally admit to flinging the knife towards him. As the detectives delve deeper, probing for more details, Courtney appears to become aware of the evidence at the crime scene. In an attempt to align her account with the physical evidence, she provides a vague explanation of Christian's location after the stabbing. This deliberate generalization of an intense situation exposes her deception more clearly.
You're gonna anything.
Yeah.
You have something in you. Typically, you don't pull it out, right? I mean, y'all would know better than I do. Okay. So I kind of got a little irritated because I was just assuming he pulled it out. But I don't know. Maybe it just fell out.
Okay. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah. You know your weight and height?
5'8", 150.
How about Christian's?
6'1", 210.
210, so he's a little heavier, significantly heavier.
Yeah.
Okay. And as far as your DV history, how many times has he ever put his hand on you before? How many times would take a guess in the 2 years you've been together?
Maybe like 5 times.
5 times. Besides putting his hands around your neck, I believe he says this is the 3rd time he's done it. As far as the hands around your neck.
No, I mean it's hit me in the head before. I don't remember when that was.
Close fist or how?
I'll just leave that out because I remember there was a time when he hit me really hard in the head and I was kind of discombobulated, but I can't even remember when it was. It might have just been like when we were drunk, but I know it happened, so I'll just leave that out because I can't give you exact facts.
Okay.
And I don't want to lie about anything. The last time was in Tulum. He grabbed me by my hair or something. We were both drinking. But there was a bench in front of our bed. And he threw me against the bench and I hit the bench. I head at the bench. And I fell on the floor. There was another time my mom was on the phone and he threw me into the wall in the bathroom. But, I mean, I am certainly a crazy person too. I mean, not crazy.
Aggressive.
I'm very aggressive and just really particularly just feels like in a relationship, I guess.
Courtney's statement of being a bit aggressive seems like an understatement at this point. She's assuming that Christian will make it and recover, but little does she know her being overly aggressive will cost her so much. After going through with some formalities, she's finally given a chance to change. In the meantime, the detectives continue their investigation. She's about to find out the truth about her boyfriend soon. Watch her reaction closely as the detective breaks the news to her. During this period, Courtney is left alone in the interrogation room as the investigation into the incident progresses. Legal proceedings ensue, involving the forensic department capturing her photo and authorities appointing a lawyer for her.
What a nightmare. So you're living in a nightmare right now.
Yes.
You know?
What the food?
So just
Why are you hitting me?
because they don't have a picture of your boyfriend. So they want to make sure that they have a photo, I think, from your social media. So they're gonna, because they don't have his ID, they don't have anything, so they need to know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
they just want you to identify him.
Okay.
Yeah. And I said I don't have a problem with that. I mean, this is not a who stabbed Christian case. This is, we know what happened. Well, we know part of what happened.
I
So
will feel so much better once they just say he's stable.
yeah,
And I've been asking. I've been asking so
and
much.
that's what we're waiting for. Okay.
I mean, I feel like at the end, if he's not, that's a lot worse for me.
So this will now be recorded.
Okay.
But if at any moment I feel that they should stop recording, I will tell them that. Because obviously I'm here to protect you. Okay? Yeah. That's fine.
Okay. Courtney, it's 10:45 p.m. right now. Okay. Let's start off with. So I have a picture. Let me know if this is Christian or not. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. That's Christian. Okay. So we have to inform you that Christian did not make it. Okay. Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could. And
Christian is dead.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is not real, right? Okay. There's no way. Christian died? Can I please have a hug? Am I allowed to do that in here?
Sure. Yeah. Relax. You're fine.
No.
Calm down. Calm down. Take deep breaths. Just take deep breaths. You're gonna be okay.
I need to hug my mom.
I'll talk to your parents and get them over.
I cannot be left alone in like a room by myself.
You won't be.
After this. No, that's not true. That's not real, right?
It is real.
Christian is dead.
Yes. They're not gonna lie.
I know, I just can't believe it.
I'll talk to your parents. I'm gonna get your parents here ASAP.
We spoke to your parents and they're trying to do everything possible to get here as soon as possible as well.
To what?
To get your parents, for them to come over here. So they're doing everything possible right now to find a way to get down here.
Deep breaths. Just take deep breaths.
I've been crying so much.
Don't.
And I just can't even cry right now.
Just take deep breaths. It's a shock. Just relax. Try to relax.
Okay.
We're gonna get you somebody here. Okay.
Holy shit. No. No.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine.
No, it's not. Oh my God. wanted to be at the hospital. If anything happened to him, I just wanted to be at the hospital. I begged, can I please go to the hospital? I mean, obviously, they put me in custody of my house, but, like, I begged, can I please go to the hospital? Oh, my God, our friends, oh, my God. Mom. Me?
Still
I'm going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be the same thing. And, yeah. And, okay, that's the last time I ever talked to him. It's the last time anybody ever talks to him. Ever. The last thing he ate was Subway.
We can't undo what's already happened, so this is going to be a process.
What I was saying to that other room, I said, God forbid, when, like, from far away, what if it had accidentally hit a little bit lower and he died? That's what I said. You remember? I said, God forbid. Then a few minutes later.
So we can't change what's occurred and get them full. So just step by step. So you'll get through this, all right? And I think the detective spoke to your mom. She's trying to get a flight to get you some support. Because we just met an hour ago. We're going to get you some support, okay?
This marks the first instance where Courtney unintentionally reveals genuine emotions. Previously, she'd maintained confidence in Christian's recovery, expecting to easily navigate the situation. However, the news of Christian's death shatters her confidence, triggering an emotional roller coaster encompassing shock, denial, and a hint of regret. Courtney's reaction to the news provides valuable insights into her personality. The physical act of touching her stomach and throat in response to shock aligns with the body's stress response, particularly affecting the sensitive digestive and nervous systems. This gesture reflects muscle tension in the throat, a common manifestation of stress. Yet, like a true narcissist, Courtney redirects the focus to herself. Her statement, "I shouldn't be left alone in a room," highlights her self-centered response amid the tragic news. Instead of expressing genuine concern for the deceased, she steers the narrative to revolve around her discomfort. Facing the realization that the situation is turning against her, Courtney resorts to blaming bystanders present during Christian's bleeding. This classic manipulative tactic involves deflecting responsibility onto others for an incident she instigated. Initially released due to the absence of immediate evidence, law enforcement had no choice but to let Courtney go on that day. However, as the investigation progressed, numerous pieces of evidence emerged, painting Courtney as the aggressor. Text messages extracted from her phone and videos obtained from Christian's phone strongly indicated that the incident leaned more towards an attack than an act of self-defense.
You did. I didn't say you touched it.
You said I did.
You were leaning. Yo, you were dumb as. I actually don't want to be with you. Actually, I'm done.
Okay.
Can you send him home?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm done.
Okay, fine.
Done. Because you're costing me money. I didn't do shit since I got this because of you.
You let Milan say some.
Consequently, on August 10, 2022, Courtney was arrested by Hawaii law enforcement authorities on charges of second-degree murder in the case of Christian Obumseli. The trial is still in progress. It was in the latest hearing where all the evidence that is stacked against her was presented in the court. Christian's family is waiting for the final hearing and a sentence that does justice to their loved one. As the doors of the interrogation room closed behind her, Courtney's arrest marked a turning point in a tale that unfolded from luxury to legal complexities. From her calculated attempts at manipulation to the unraveling of evidence, the case posed thought-provoking questions about the thin line between self-defense and violence. The investigation, fueled by recovered messages and videos, revealed a narrative far more complex than initially perceived. What role did past incidents of violence play in shaping this fatal encounter? How did Courtney's attempts to manipulate the narrative contribute to the ultimate outcome? Moreover, a critical question arises. Can the societal privilege of being a woman enable one to portray themselves as a victim of abuse, even when they are, in reality, the aggressor in their relationship?
Lewis County 911.
Oh my God, please help us. Please help us. Somebody's trying to kill us.
What's going on?
Somebody shot my husband.
Somebody shot your husband?
Yeah. Please send the ambulance, please.
Okay, is the person still there that shot him?
I don't know. He left.
On August 31st, 2010, the life of the Nibbe family changed forever when a masked intruder broke into their home in the farming community of Crystal Lake, Minnesota. At their home on 51275 176th Street, an intruder went straight into the master bedroom and shot James Nibbe, 26, in the head with a shotgun as he slept. At the time that the intruder entered and shot James, his wife, 32-year-old Jennifer Nibbe Lee, had been getting ready for work in the bathroom. She came out when she heard the gunshots. Seeing her, the intruder, who was masked, violently attacked Jennifer as well.
Is there anybody else in the house with you?
My son is not. Oh my God, my teenage son is.
How old is your son?
He's 16.
16-year-old?
Oh my God, I better it.
Okay, is your son in the basement with you too?
Yeah, my son is in my basement too.
Are you okay?
I was okay. He got me when I don't know.
Got you?
No, he got me. No, you can't. He left.
He dragged her into the room, stabbed her with a knife, and tied her up with materials that he took from their home. Jennifer was saved when their family dog frantically started barking. The intruder's last words to her were, "I would have killed you if it weren't for that dog." But something wasn't right. The scene didn't add up. In this alleged home invasion, nothing was stolen from the house. James was killed and Jennifer seemed to have been assaulted. Detectives started to think that this might have been personal. Brady Brown, Jennifer's son and James's stepson, was the only person present at the home apart from them. He was then brought in for questioning. According to sources, Brady and James got into fights all the time because James forced Brady to do household chores. Could this have been Brady's motive to take a life?
Can you tell me what happened out here today? Well, I was downstairs sleeping, and my mom came in at about 6 o'clock, or maybe a little earlier, and I slept right through the gunshot, I guess. I had a gun downstairs. I have a .22 for hunting and stuff, and so I grabbed that and put some shells in there because I didn't know where he was at or anything like that. So I go upstairs, and she told me to wait down there, but I went upstairs, and I just sat in the entryway, and then she was crying and stuff, and then we waited till the police got there.
After talking to Brady, it was clear he was no longer a suspect. But new information came to light when Jennifer named her ex-boyfriend and James's old friend, Paul Hallberg, as the person she suspected was the intruder. According to her, she recognized his voice and stature despite the intruder's mask. A few years ago, Paul had been in a relationship with Jennifer, but she had broken up with him when she met James, and she married James a year later in May 2008. Detectives saw this as a strong possible motive.
I'm guessing, on the phone you kind of mentioned you kind of heard about things that had happened. What do you know about what happened?
I guess what I've heard is that, well, initially there was a home invasion and there was a murder.
Okay. How did you find out about this, Tucker?
The news.
Okay. When were you involved in a relationship with Jen?
I think it was like a year before they were married.
Before she married Jim?
Yes.
How long was that relationship?
2-3 years.
Did it end well?
Not very well, no.
Okay, how'd you know Jim?
He was just a friend of mine, I guess. Jim was always a good guy, and I never had a problem with him. It was always just kind of between me and Jen, I guess.
Tuesday morning. Do you remember where you were at?
Not exactly. I believe I was at work.
Even Jen had mentioned, in her statements, well, you really should go and talk with my ex because, I think he's somebody that you should really look into. And what I'm trying to do with you, too, is if there's a surefire way that we can verify where you were at that morning, it makes life a lot easier for everybody, you know what I mean?
Right, yep.
After interrogating him for a while, Paul's alibi seemed to check out. But even before they could rule him out completely as a suspect, something even more suspicious was found on Jennifer's phone. If she was in fact the victim as she claimed to be, then why is she sitting in a jail suit being questioned by the detectives? This case had a lot more mystery to be unraveled than they initially thought there to be.
That's kind of the theme of the day everyone has told me that I've talked to.
Brady had this business, so it was the day before the wake. And he ended up having this crap too.
How long did it last? Was it a while?
It was a good 3-4 days. He had a fever and stuff too, so. Just a couple questions. Can I ask some questions or no?
You can, but what we have to clarify a couple things, Jen, just for the record, is that you initiated and told the jail that you wanted to talk to us.
Yes.
So that's why we came in here.
Yes.
And met with you. And then the other thing is, for us to talk to you at all, we have to read your rights because you're in custody now. So I do have to do that again. Okay. And if there's a question you don't want to answer or something like that, you never have to. That's maybe I haven't made that clear before, but I do have to go through that again, okay?
Fine.
And having them in mind, are you willing to speak with us at this time?
Yes. Okay. For one thing for Monday is because the lawyer that I wanted to get, and as I'm thinking about things and things are going through my mind, if I decide not to hire this lawyer, you said, is one going to be appointed to me on Monday then? Is that how that works?
Right. If you decided not to hire a lawyer that you've already talked to, you can tell the court, you can either tell the court, I have this lawyer, or I have that lawyer, or I'm going to call a lawyer, or I'd like you to appoint me a lawyer, whichever. You just need to tell the court what your intentions are.
Okay.
Yep.
The second thing is am I ever at any chance going to be able to say hi to Brady or talk to him at all or anything or?
I don't want to make a promise, but it's possible. Court hearings are open to the public.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means family can come, anybody can come, for that matter. They're open to the public, and Brady is 16, so he would be considered old enough to come into the courtroom and be there. Now, generally, they're not going to let you go have physical contact, I don't think, with him, is generally the way it works.
Okay.
Or video.
I see.
At the jail,
At the jail. But I mean, up in court, you'd see him, but like if you tried to go have physical contact, they would probably stop you because...
You said homicide yesterday. What are my convictions?
You're not convicted of anything yet. You're charged.
Okay, what am I charged with? I never got a charge sheet or a charge.
The jail had a copy of it.
They have a copy of it over there.
Oh.
Maybe, did you ask them to see it or anything? Or
I didn't, I guess.
Okay.
We can make that happen till we go back.
Right, but I can tell you it's second degree murder is what you're charged with.
Okay.
That's
And what does that entail?
I think it's second degree intentional murder is what you're charged with. So that just means that you intended to kill somebody. It's.
10 days after the crime, Jennifer was arrested as new and compelling evidence was found against her. She herself then asked to speak to the detectives to share facts that she had not shared yet. As you watch, we'll show you the actual evidence found at the crime scene and break down the sinister plan that was hatched to kill James Nibbe. The victim became the suspect, and what they had believed originally turned out to only be the tip of the iceberg.
I don't know what to say. I just want this to go away.
I know.
I know it's not going to.
And I think sometimes it's what we're talking to you about without us knowing what exactly happened.
Like I said, I mean, we know about the drug stuff, John. Okay? If you're out of your mind on drugs, you're out of your mind on drugs. That's okay, but we need to know that and hear it from you, I guess, is the only thing,
I have an addiction to prescription pain pills.
Okay. When did it start?
I'm so ashamed.
It's okay.
I called prescriptions in for myself. I'm just so ashamed.
It's okay.
A lot of people have things happen, and a lot of people make mistakes. You're not the only person that's ever been addicted to prescription pain medication.
It's okay. Was there an event that kind of started that off, that precipitated that? Did you get injured or something, or just?
I injured my ankle a while ago, and it got worse after. While we were dating that first year, it wasn't too bad, and then it was slightly before I think we got married that I ended up becoming addicted to them and needing to have them all the time. Otherwise, I would go through withdrawal.
Okay. What did it start with tramadol or start with something else?
No, it's just always been
tramadol. Because that's not a commonly prescribed drug, is it?
It's not even a controlled substance.
Okay.
It's not even a controlled narcotic, but it has opioid effect.
Okay, so it kind of affects your brain the same way a narcotic would.
Yeah.
Okay. And how much? I mean, how much are you using right now? How much had you been using on average?
180 pills a week.
Wow.
Which is usually 8 per day is the max.
Okay. And those are what? How many milligram? Like 40 milligram?
50.
50 milligram pills. Wow. For a while, you've been kind of carrying all the bills and that kind of stuff. So you've been under, a lot of pressure to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs. I'm sure that doesn't help.
I never wanted to hurt anybody. But I am an honest person. I'm not a liar. And I've always taught that to my son. But I've become that person. I've become that liar that finding excuses why I'd be late for work and stuff. And a lot of it was the meds. A lot of it was the using. And I worked in healthcare. I knew you could get help, but I didn't do it.
You may have noticed that the beginning of an interrogation is rarely about the crime itself, especially when the suspect is forthcoming about their crimes. This is because they build a character sketch for themselves before they confess. Here, Jennifer can be seen talking about her addiction and the financial burden that was on her. To take care of a family of 3, Jennifer had to work 2 jobs.
She'd, wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to work at her first job, and then from there go to her other job until 11 o'clock at night.
Additionally, she was addicted to prescription medication called tramadol and was consuming it in dangerous quantities. Though these factors do not justify her crimes, it shows that she was already in a bad mental state. On the other hand, like she said, she was in healthcare and could have sought out help if she needed it, but she chose not to. Detectives maintained their good rapport with her by referring to her informally as Jen and listening to her in their hopes of getting a swift confession. All the things that Jennifer has said have boiled down to this: the confession that everyone has been waiting for. Now, Jennifer will begin to reveal how she planned the murder and what actually happened on the fateful night of August 31st.
Jen, what's more important than it happened, you can't back up and do it. Obviously, you're sorry. Okay, you said yourself if you could change it and give your life, you would. Is that true? You said that? That's what you meant?
Yeah.
Because there again, those are things that I think that's important for people to hear that from you. How you feel that you're not some uncaring. Okay.
It was horrible. It was horrible once it happened. I thought, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do?
And that's why I made it look like someone tried to hurt me and came in.
I want to make sure on a couple things, though, that are important, okay? Brady had nothing to do with any of this.
No.
Swear.
I swear to God. No, I swear to
And
God.
he doesn't know anything about it. He didn't help you set the scene up or anything. You truly didn't wake him up until afterwards.
I swear to God. Okay. I swear on my life. I swear.
Well, I know. I believe you if you swear that it's the truth. But
I do.
But I have to ask you that. I have to be clear on that.
I do. Brady had absolutely nothing to do with it.
We do need to go through the details. Or we'd like to, just one time, okay?
Okay.
And you do it, and we're not going to push, and you do it at your own pace, okay? But I know you want to have the truth out there. Exactly the truth. Okay? From start to finish, one time.
I don't know where to start. I just...
Let's start Monday night. Okay?
Monday night. Okay.
Let's start Monday night. You're with Carrie, right? She was not doing well, not feeling well. Is that true?
Yep.
Okay. I thought it was.
Yes, that was very true.
Okay.
And there is something I'd like to clear up. Supposedly, she said that I didn't go on an ambulance call. I did go on an ambulance call that night.
On the ambulance call on Saturday,
yes, Saturday night.
When she was not feeling well as well.
Exactly. Okay. I did go on that ambulance call, and she said, "Oh, I told you," and I said, I told you I went on that ambulance call.
Okay, so she's mistaken.
Yes, yes. So some things are not always exactly clear in her head either, so, but...
I will make a note for us to square that away. And you know what? We can go check the records.
Sure.
And they'll show that you were there, so...
Exactly. I'll be on the run report, so...
Right. Okay. So let's start with Monday night when you're with Carrie.
So Monday night, I was with Carrie. We talked about... let's see, what did we talk about? She wasn't feeling good. We talked about all at work, because they had tried to, I guess, get her to work and didn't work. And the bosses were mad because they had made her come in on Sunday, and I guess she had a work note saying she wasn't supposed to be there and stuff.
Okay.
So then we went out to Monpause because of the whole... There had been people with flashlights and stuff in the yard. Mm-hmm. So we went out there to check to make sure everything was okay.
So that's all true, too? That wasn't made up or anything about this? Okay.
And Yukon freaking out the other night.
Mm-hmm. That's true, too.
That was true, too.
Okay.
Yeah, that was true, too.
Okay.
And so we checked that out and tried to reiterate to Pa not to, go outside by himself and stuff. And then as I was leaving Carrie's, Jim had called, and I think I had missed his call, so I called him back, and he said he was just getting home from work. So I went back home. Oh, this is horrible.
I know.
It's horrible, though, you guys.
I know.
And yes, I had to, there was a gun Jim had bought for me.
That's true, too.
That's very true.
Okay.
Jim bought the gun for me, wanted me to learn how to target practice.
Mm-hmm. When you got home Monday night, was he already home or did you get home first?
He was home first and then I got home.
He
was outside dinking around. So I said, you want to help? Or I said, do you want me to target shoot? Because you've been wanting me to target shoot. He had bought me that gun.
Mm-hmm.
So we target shoot, or we did our target practice or whatever, went inside, got a little to eat. Brady and I had our meatball fart. Yeah, I think we shot first.
Then went inside to eat.
And then went inside to eat.
Okay.
Yeah. And then me and Brady had our little meatball fight.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I came back upstairs and had finished off the rest of the meatballs and the mashed potatoes, and Jim had been making some other leftovers and stuff for him. And then I put a few dishes away and I brushed my teeth, and then Jim and I went and sat on the couch and watched TV. And he had set the gun in the corner.
Where at? In which room?
In but next to the sliding glass door.
Okay.
He set that in the corner, and I knew the ammo was up there too.
Okay.
Because we had put that there.
And he had showed you how to load the gun?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we went deer hunting the year before. I mean, he was trying to teach me how to do all of that with any type of gun that he was getting me to use. So. And then we watched the news until 10:30 and went to bed. He was after me about a lot, and that was something that bothered me.
Okay, caused some friction between you two?
Yeah. He, wanted on a pretty regular basis, and I tried the best I could, but sometimes I just had problems with that, and if you continue to push and push and push, it just ends up not being fun for the other person,
Right.
So,
Just be tension.
To the outside world, Jennifer and James seemed happily married, but that was not the case, or she wouldn't be sitting in an interrogation room. At the crime scene, Jennifer's diary was found, which mentioned her affair with Greg and how happy she was talking to him. Their chats, which included intimate messages between the two, were found as well. And though she had not met Greg yet, according to their chats, she had planned to be intimate with him just 2 days after James was killed. It looks like she was ready to move on to her next relationship. Could this have been the main motive behind this heinous crime?
So there was resentment there, because it was a constant thing. A constant, you want to do it, you want to do it, you want it. And there was no romance left when it came to that. It was like, fine, just finish and get it over with so I can go to sleep, I guess. So, so I actually had made something up that I had a yeast infection or something like that.
Okay. So he was...
Sorry, guys.
No, it's all right. And he was that night wanting to...
Yep.
And you didn't want to?
And I didn't want to.
Did it become a big fight, or was it just kind of the...
He usually just got mad and rolled over and went to bed. That's usually the way it would go.
Okay.
That happened every week.
Okay.
If not twice a week. He would get mad at me for it. If he could have it every day, he could, but sometimes when you're approached in certain ways, it's just not fun anymore. So, so I laid there. I had taken some pills before I had gone to bed.
Do you remember how many?
Probably like 6 or 8. Which sometimes when I do that I have a hard time sleeping to begin with, because that is how it messes with you sometimes.
It's kind of like make you agitated.
It does. It kind of keeps you up, makes you dream, stuff like that. And so I woke up alarm went off at 4:30, and I had shut it off. And I think I had a couple more pills laying on the nightstand that I had taken. I'm trying to remember if I had water there, if I just took them dry. I don't even know. And I had fallen back asleep though. And I woke up at 5:30 in a panic. And that's when I went out and I got the gun. And I loaded one shell. And I came back into the bedroom. And there was a throw blanket laying on the end of the bed. So I took that and kind of rested the gun on his shoulder. And they just kept saying, "He's the devil, he's the devil, he's the devil." But I pulled the trigger.
It's okay.
Oh my god, I'm just so sick of this. This is not me. I am not this person. And then I put the gun down and realized he was bleeding. And I panicked and I went to go find his phone. And I couldn't find it, so I had to run out to the craft room to get mine.
Okay.
I called 911 and I went back in to check on him. I couldn't feel a pulse.
Where did you check, on his neck or his wrist, or?
I think I checked on his wrist and his neck.
I can't remember, to be honest with you, I can't.
But at that point, we knew he was gone.
Hearing this, we're left in confusion and doubt, especially as the 911 call sounded so compelling. But finally, the truth has come out about what actually happened that night.
And I know Mike said that we weren't going to push you, and is it okay if I ask you? Because I was wondering too, and because we had talked that morning and stuff, and then I went in there and you were on the couch sitting there with Brady. Things that kind of, there was stuff laying there in the room, and there was a chair that was moved and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When did all that stuff get put in the room or changed, or? Because our assumption was that it, you kind of set that stuff up.
That was, I can't remember if it was before or after.
Okay.
Do you remember though what was put out there and moved around and stuff?
I know I had pushed the chair. I had disheveled the chair.
Yeah.
The like rocking.
Yeah, the
type
rocking
chair.
chair with the newsstand next to it.
Okay.
And the rope and the knife.
And where did the rope come from?
It was on the counter.
Okay. And the knife is a kitchen knife?
Yeah.
And then the sai, that big weed cutter thing?
Mm-hmm.
How does that come into play in this? Were you thinking that would help your story about an intruder, or?
It was out in the garage.
In the attached garage?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you brought that in there and just laid it down?
Yes.
Okay. That would have been before you called 911, though.
Yes.
The detectives' original suspicion turned out to be on point. The Nibbe household rested on their large plot of farming land. There had been no sign of forced entry or any extra tire tracks or footprints. The invasion could not have been random, and all the materials needed for the killing and attack were found in the household. It was the partner after all. Watch as she explains how she inflicted her own injuries to make the invasion story come to life.
I just have a couple other quick questions. When I talked to you before, remember I asked you about impact spatter on your clothing?
Yeah.
The clothing that we collected from you, was it the clothing you were wearing at the time?
Yeah.
It was. But you were very confident that there would be no impact spatter on there. Why is that? Or
I don't know.
you just were playing it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that day you said, there won't be any blood spatter on my clothing.
Oh, I didn't. I don't even remember that, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay. I just was wondering if you had changed clothes or something, or why you were, because you were very confident in that answer. And I just was curious because, usually when there's something where there's a gunshot, as you know, there's blood splatter and it gets on your clothes, and the scientists can look at that and see that it's a different type of stain, versus, and just the last couple things. So the cuts on your legs, you inflicted?
Yes.
The marks on your neck?
Yes,
you
they were
inflicted.
self-inflicted.
Brady didn't help you inflict any of those things or do any of that?
No.
I know you said he's not involved, but I'm just making sure. The one mark on your neck looked like a fork mark? Like a fork? What did you use to make the marks on your neck, I guess, is what I'm asking.
The knife.
You used the knife to make the marks on your neck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And same thing with your arms?
Yeah.
And the knife that you put out there, or a different knife?
No, the same knife.
That same knife,
Yeah.
Okay.
Jennifer had been very impulsive, and because of this, she did not have enough time to get rid of the evidence like her diary and chats. Her story, too, has many loopholes, and it's not going to be long before she's put behind bars. In the end, she didn't end up with her husband or new potential partner. Jennifer's greed, addiction, and impulsivity landed her in jail. In the next clip, watch how the detectives who were seemingly on her side talk about Jennifer as they leave the room.
It was all real anti, and she
initiated it, I know.
Hey,
Miles? Really? It's all on video. We gotta go finalize the disc, but she gave it up.
When you get that file, let me watch it.
God damn. She called us. She asked for a lawyer yesterday. But we had given her the speech on the car ride in here, thinking that was her shot, and she said no lawyer. Sitting in jail overnight, see, it's been eating at her.
During her trial in 2012, Jennifer Nibbe's attorney, Rich Hillesheim, said there was more to the story behind James Nibbe's death. Hillesheim said he was prepared to tell a jury that his client was the victim of physical and sexual abuse. He said James's behavior was why a woman with no criminal background ended up doing something so drastic. In the end, in June 2012, District Court Judge Bradley Walker sentenced Jennifer Nibbe to 25 years in prison. With good behavior and credit for the 700 days she'd already served in prison, she could be placed on supervised release in 15 years. Things didn't go as planned for Jennifer. She staged the crime scene to look like a home invasion and played the victim for as long as she could. Even after getting caught, she blamed it on her addictions and the alleged violence against her. But do you believe her? Do addictions really turn you into a killer? Whatever it may be, a loving member of the family was taken too soon. Before we go, we'd like to take a moment to remember James Nibbe, who was a caring brother, an affectionate son, and a lively friend.
His wife did not return from a walk this morning.
Okay. All right, sir. You said your wife went for a walk. At what time?
Around 8:15, 8:30. She goes every morning for 6 to 8 miles.
What was she last seen wearing?
A yellow raincoat and shorts. I'm not sure on the color of the shorts.
You had sex with her.
No, I didn't. I would not have sex with a dead person.
People do it.
Oh, I'm not one of those people.
Now, what is your definition of like? Is that actually your piece into her?
Yeah.
Okay. How about would you consider penetration with your finger? I mean, okay, you consider that? No? Okay, so and there was none of that. There was no fondling of her breath. Okay, I'm just asking that. With that condom, it wouldn't have been put on your finger. I'm just throwing this hypothetically out there and inserted into her.
I don't want you guys think I did this on purpose or anything.
On September 20th, 2021, 64-year-old Melody Dawn Rohr went on a walk and never came back. The next day, on 21st of September, her husband, Richard Rohr, called 911 to report his wife missing.
Van Buren 911, what is the address of your emergency?
This is Cass County with the transfer. I have a gentleman on the line at Oak Shores Campground. His wife did not return from a walk this morning.
Okay. All right, sir. You said your wife went for a walk. At what time?
Around 8:15, 8:30. She goes every morning for 6 to 8 miles.
What is your wife's name?
Melody.
Her middle name?
It goes straight. Dawn.
Dawn.
Yes.
And what's her date of birth?
8/22/57.
Okay, is she white, black, Hispanic, or Asian?
White.
Okay. It has not returned back. What was she last seen wearing?
A yellow raincoat and shorts. I'm not sure on the color of the shorts.
What color is her hair?
Brown.
After she was reported missing, everyone started to search for her frantically, but to no avail. Where could she have gone? What happened to her? But her whereabouts were revealed the next day. With no other way left, police started tracing Melody's phone, which led them to a nearby Walmart. When the Van Buren police reached the location, they were visibly shocked to see what was waiting for them there. Sitting in a damaged Ford F-150 was a 29-year-old man named Colby Martin. He had Melody's SIM in his phone, but was this a good enough reason to drag a man out of his car? Or were there other pieces of evidence that the police acquired which led to Colby's immediate arrest? As you watch along, you'll see various pieces of the puzzle make the whole picture, and what is revealed will become one of the most disgusting, maniacal men you'll ever see in an interrogation room.
You and I didn't talk about this, so I want to bring it up to you now. What brought, you probably have an idea why we've made contact with you today. Just a little bit of history about that, since I haven't told you anything yet, but I think it's fair for you to know that yesterday we got called down around the Decatur area. Do you know where that's at?
I know the name, but I don't know.
Okay. Do you frequent Van Buren County much, or what?
No, you just do your thing, then I'll tell you the story.
Okay.
So it's just...
Okay. Why don't you just tell me the story then? Just tell me. Okay. Let's see what's some time.
Well, I was at work, then my mom was sick, so they were like,
for medical, you know, so they're like, well, maybe you shouldn't be here.
Did you might have COVID or something? Or?
Well, her cousin had COVID, so she was around her, so they just were being cautious. So I didn't want to go home, so I was just driving around, and I got lost. So I was just, you know, driving. And then it was foggy out on that morning. And it came out of nowhere.
What came out of nowhere?
The lady.
Okay.
And I tried to miss her, but I couldn't. And I just got scared. Didn't know what to do. I should have called you guys.
So what happened after you hit her?
I don't know either.
What's that? Okay.
I mean, like, I just got scared and left.
Did you leave her there?
Put her in the back.
In the back of the truck? Do you know if she was... No, listen.
I'm not a bad person.
I don't think Kyle and I neither one of us said
Well,
that.
the situation just looks like I'm a fucking psycho.
Look at the face Colby makes when he's asked to recall the murder. That is not the expression of recalling. It's the expression of reliving the murder and the horrible things Colby did to the dead body of Melody. Detectives try to laugh along with Colby as they've seen his sadistic side now, and they think that laughing might just be the key to getting a confession. But will they be able to keep up with this tactic once they start asking about the more gruesome details of his crimes?
No. We neither one of us has said that, have we?
Not at
all. No.
I'm never going to say that, but...
Listen, I bet you'd be surprised how many people would tell you that. And we're not going to say that. Do you think she was still alive after you hit her? She wasn't. Okay. So from that point, where did you go?
I just went back down to where we were at. Well, I mean, I just...
Did you drive right to there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why, I just...
Are you familiar with that area?
Down there a little bit.
Okay.
I'm just scared. I don't know why.
Did do you have any idea what she was wearing?
No.
Okay. And correct me if I'm wrong, it did some significant damage to your truck, right? Is that all from just striking her, or did you hit something else?
No, I had a deer the other day.
Oh, you did hit a deer?
So it's all like...
Oh, okay. You know how long ago that was that you hit the deer?
Sunday, maybe. Saturday or Sunday.
Okay. Did you report it at all, or not?
No.
Okay. Do you know where it happened at? Just a rough idea?
I'm like, oh, it was like around Texas Corners. You know what that?
So Saturday or Sunday over around Texas Corners. Okay. Alright. You don't know what road it was on, though?
No, I don't even know the names of those.
So let's go back to...
I mean, I don't know if the deer died or not.
Okay. That's okay.
From here on, we'll show you all the crucial evidence that cracked this case wide open. The first big clue was the completely destroyed bumper of Colby's Ford F-150. This was the evidence that was probably first noticed as soon as the detectives found Colby where Melody was expected to be. His explanation? That he had hit a deer a few days before he hit Melody. And this would have been a perfectly plausible explanation, but detectives found no forensic evidence that matched his story. But here, they play along with Colby in the hopes that he will keep talking. But is this necessary? When he's already confessing to having hit Melody accidentally, it's expected that he would damage his car. But it seems that out of nervousness, he tries to make up a story which can and will be used against him in court.
Once you hit her, do you lose control or anything like that? Okay. Did you come to a stop? Well, I'm assuming you come to a stop because you said you put her in there. Did you check her for signs of life?
I tapped her and I asked her if she was okay, and so she didn't say anything.
Okay.
Just like freaking out.
Yeah. So when you got her in the back of the pickup truck, did you cover her with anything once you put her in the back of the pickup truck?
I had like a towel, a blanket.
Okay. Did you put that over the top of her?
Yeah.
It didn't blow off when you're driving down the road?
When I got down there, it did.
Did it blow out of the pickup truck?
I don't know where it went though.
Okay. So somewhere alongside the roadway is the blanket? Probably. You know what color blanket it is by chance?
It was like green.
Green blanket. Was it a heavy blanket or a light blanket?
Like what you put on like on the couch.
Okay.
You
Like a throw, maybe, or
Kind of like that.
okay. So you covered her. Was that blanket at one time inside the truck, and you took it out, put it over the back?
Yeah, it was just like an extra. Just sitting there.
All right.
Stupid though.
Listen, you were the only one that could tell us what happened out
I
there.
know, but I just
you know?
sound. Like.
Tell me why. What sounds dumb?
I should have just fucking called you guys and stopped being so scared.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And then I believe that's why you wanted to tell us what happened. Is that right?
I'm not a bad person. I don't
That's
want
why
to do
you're doing
this.
the right thing now.
Yeah, you are.
You're getting the story out.
Yeah. You want people to know your side of the story, what happened out there. That this wasn't, you tracked this lady down, you stalked her, right? You know? And by you telling Kyle and I what happened out there, we've got the story of what happened. Because otherwise we wouldn't know. You know?
It's really bad.
I believe you. Yeah. I'm sure you did not do this on purpose. And you didn't know this lady, right?
I did just lost.
Yeah. So you're driving. Or do you know where you're going to go with her, or
no? I was just scared. I didn't.
Okay. So once you can, somewhere between where you hit her and where you placed her, the blanket fell out or blew out of the truck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine accidentally hitting a passerby with your car. You may call for help, or you may run in fear of the consequences you could face. It's our natural fight or flight response. But in what world, in what twisted mindset would you pick the victim up and load them into your truck? What could possibly be the intention behind this? The answer to this disturbing question will reveal Colby's motive for the crime. So far, he's not been able to convince anyone that it was merely an accident. Another observation you can make here is that Colby looks up when he talks about putting Melody in his truck. But do you think he's truly guilty, or is this his rehearsed attempt at looking guilty? Him looking up could also possibly be an attempt to find a camera in the interrogation room, as he knows he's being watched.
So once you put her in there, did her clothes or anything fall off of her? And I'm just asking you, just to the best of your knowledge, I mean, because Kyle and I didn't go up there where you pointed her out to us.
I don't know. I didn't really, I mean, like I was just in shock.
You didn't take them off of her, though, right?
No.
Okay. All right. Just have to ask. Yeah. All right. And then, tell me about her cell phone.
I didn't see a cell phone.
How did her SIM card get put into your cell phone?
My SIM card?
Her SIM card put into your cell phone.
How?
I don't know. That's what we're asking you. That's how we're able to locate who you were. Remember, I didn't tell you anything about this. I'm bringing it up to you now. Yeah, that's how we were able to develop you as a person of interest, is because your two phones were moving together and mirroring off each other, and then the information was that her SIM card was put in your phone, but that's not the case.
I didn't take it out.
Okay.
I don't even have like the push button. I don't even know how to get them out.
Mm-hmm.
Can they No, I didn't take it out though. I don't know.
Do you remember what you did with her cell phone?
I didn't even. Was that her pocket?
I don't know.
I didn't see her phone though.
Okay. All right. So maybe her phone might still be with her?
I don't know.
Okay, you didn't do anything with her phone. Okay.
I didn't want to look. I didn't want to see anything.
Okay.
Here, detectives dive into the second most crucial piece of evidence, Melody's phone and SIM card, because that is what has helped them catch Colby. He had put Melody's SIM into his own phone, but Colby has a way of coming up with the stupidest reasons for his actions. The nature of his crimes is so weird and awful that the only way he can explain them is by telling the truth.
What did you see?
Fog, and then right last minute, she appeared.
Okay. What did she look like?
I didn't get to see her.
Do you remember colors or anything, or?
I thought she had something yellow on.
Okay.
But that's the only thing I can think of. I didn't.
She was
It was
wearing
so fast.
something yellow?
I think. I mean, like, it's what it looked like when I was driving, a yellow figure.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
I mean,
Okay.
I don't think so. Like, what?
Well,
what are you looking for?
I'm just trying to get you to describe what you saw.
Yeah, I mean, it was just happened so fast, though. Like, she came out there was nothing there, and then she was there.
And do you remember where at on your vehicle she would have hit?
I was, like, assuming the middle. Which I thought it would have been, like, the side, because I tried to turn last minute, but, I mean, probably wasn't that much time.
Okay. So after you hit her, what happened next?
I stopped.
Okay. Did you?
Got out, went up to her, ran up to her.
Where was she at?
Laying on the side of the road.
Okay. Do you think she was on the paved part or somewhere else?
I think she was more in the grass, but like close to the road.
Okay.
And then I went up to her, asked her, like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I could tell.
Was there any response from her at all? Okay. All right. Where at on her body did you check?
Touched her shoulder. I mean, I like pushed on her shoulder, moved her, and she didn't do anything. I asked her if she's okay. And she didn't say anything.
Okay. Were her eyes open or shut? Do you remember? Can you remember her position? Was she up?
She was laying on her, like, on her side.
On her side. Okay. And what was her clothing?
I think she had like jogging clothes on, like, you know, like workout clothes, maybe.
Okay.
Like shorts and shirt.
Okay. You remember the color of those?
No, I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Would you be shocked to hear that the accident was in fact a fully planned murder? This was revealed from the third big piece of evidence, which were the tire tracks from Colby's car that you can see on the screen. Forensic evidence shows that Colby did not deviate from his path until after hitting Melody. Contrary to what he says, he wanted to intentionally hit her. He had already seen Melody as she was wearing a bright yellow jacket, and he hit her with the intention to kill or abduct her on the spot. What made him choose Melody is still not clear. Maybe she was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But this one decision changed many lives all at once. Now it makes sense why he put her in the trunk of his car. It was because he had some disturbing plans to execute. If you've ever felt frustrated or disgusted, imagine being a detective sitting in front of a... Even the most seasoned detectives might not be able to maintain the facade of being empathetic anymore. Watch as they finally confront him with some of the most disturbing aspects of his crime.
Never touched the phone or anything? Okay. Alright.
Her clothes, I did not take her clothes off.
Okay.
The rags, I did wipe the bed out. I'm sorry, I didn't say that.
Okay.
What else did you throw away there? Because they're pulling video from the car wash. Remember what I told you?
I know, but
we're looking at everything, so I need you to be honest with me. Okay. What else did you throw away?
It was just rags. I just grabbed a pile of shit.
What else? Rags. You know there was more stuff that you threw out.
Well, then obviously there's clothes then. But
well, tell us about
I didn't know they were hers.
Well, how'd they get in the trash?
Because there was just a pile of clothes in the bag. I thought,
well, whose are they?
I thought it was just like a shirt or something I was using to wipe up.
So clothes in the back of your truck that you don't know whose they are.
No, I had a box. The box is still back there. I was handling it piled in, and I just grabbed it and I threw everything.
What else is in that pile that you threw?
Should just be rags, clothes, or whatever that. Well, obviously the shorts now, but then I think that's it.
Whose shorts are they?
Well, I thought it was a shirt.
Well, whose shirt is it?
I thought it was mine.
Colby.
I thought it was just like the shit that I was using to wipe up. You know what I mean?
So if it's not hers, whose is it?
Well, I don't know. But is it hers then? Because her clothes are off, right?
Are you saying you put her in the back of the truck with her clothes on? Somewhere in the car ride, her shorts are off, but you don't know how? Tell me how that much sense that makes.
That don't make sense.
Right. So that's what I'm telling you. You got to tell the truth to us. Because guess what? When we go and pull a video from that car, it'll be like, well, he's lying about this, he's lying about this, he's lying about this. Then we're going to say, well, we're not going to bat for this guy because he's not telling us the truth. But guess what? We're going to find out the truth anyway. So you need to come clean with it. All right, Colby?
When her clothes are ripped up from getting hit, I'm assuming.
Okay.
And then probably when I put her in, everything was like ripping off, and then I just threw everything away.
Okay, so they are her clothes that you threw away?
Yes, I'm sorry.
At the car wash.
Were you wondering till now what the detective's obsession with Melody's clothing was? Here's where the most sickening aspect of this case is revealed. Melody's bloody clothes were found in Colby's home trash can. And secondly, authorities reported that before hitting and abducting Melody, Colby had made many online searches regarding assault, and he had been fantasizing about these unspeakable actions before he ever laid eyes on his victim. What's even more shocking is that Colby visited online chat rooms while he was in possession of Melody's body. And the facade of guilt you see is only an act as well, because even after her death, he continued to browse for content.
There's something very significant that you should remember.
What?
And guess what? It's going to have your DNA on it, and it may have her DNA on it also. So I need you to tell me the truth. You know what it is, and I know what it is, but I need you to say it. Colby, tell me.
Well, I don't know.
You know what this is. Because guess what? When we're going to test it, everything's getting tested. I'm telling you this.
I don't know what would have DNA in it. I'm honest.
You had sex with her.
No, I didn't. I would not have sex with a dead person.
People do it.
Oh, I'm not one of those people.
Why are we finding evidence of this on her? Evidence of this in the trash.
What's in the trash? Her
I want
shorts?
you to tell me. This is all
I'm not.
This is all going to come out.
Colby,
I told you now, Fergal. I told you guys.
You're leaving stuff out.
I'm not leaving shit out. I didn't f*** her, okay? I didn't have sex with her. That's up. It's whatever happened. I know.
Was the spent condom something that you threw in there from a time that you had
It
a
could
relationship with somebody else?
Well, that's always not mine. I don't wear condoms.
Okay. All right. So there's
With them, but that's it.
okay, but there's no, like Kyle's telling you, there's no reason.
No,
It's just
I was
suspicious.
not.
It's just
I get it.
okay.
I understand. That's why I think I was scared to say shit.
Right.
I would not f*** a dead girl.
Tell me about the condom then.
I didn't have a condom though. I didn't know. I threw one away. It's a car wash though. There's hundreds of people.
So you're saying that one's not yours?
I don't know. It might have been. But I didn't use it with her.
But you just told us a little bit ago.
I said I might off in one.
Okay.
But I have a girlfriend and we never use a condom.
So would there be a reason why that would have been left in your vehicle?
What?
The condom?
No.
Okay.
Is there going to be any DNA of her on there?
I don't know. Why would there be?
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to find out.
Okay, I didn't have sex with her, okay? I swear.
And you do know, as Kyle said, if that comes back, that's why we collected DNA. It's all for elimination purposes. Your DNA may be on that condom, right? Might be. But her DNA definitely won't be.
No.
Okay?
I didn't have sex with
All
her.
right, that's all I'm asking. I'm just asking. Yours might be on it, okay? Your DNA may be on that condom, but hers will not.
No.
Okay. All right.
Mine shouldn't be on there, so I don't use them.
Okay.
You said you jack off in them, so
Yeah.
you use them for something.
When was the last time you would have a condom? A long time ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Like we're talking months, weeks, years?
Right when I lived in my old house.
And that was what?
July. June.
So it still would have been in your truck?
Yeah, there's condoms in my truck because I bought a big ass pack of them a long time ago. And they were like in a bag. They're all over the place.
Okay. Do you think of anything else?
I don't.
All right, let me go back there and just throw some of this stuff away. I'll be right back.
You see how it looks.
It's all, I never did it. Now it's all turning.
You're in over your head, and you're flustered. You're making mistakes.
I'm sorry, I don't remember every little thing. Okay, and I get the wiping the thing out. I should have told you, but I figured you guys would have like made it like I was trying to hide shit or something. I know it sounds stupid, but I'm not explaining it very good.
And finally, the last nail in Colby's coffin. A used condom was found in the trunk of his car. After DNA tests, it was found that the inside had Colby's DNA and the outside of the condom had Melody's DNA. It was also found that it was used on her posthumously. Do you believe Colby after the information you now possess, or does his guilt look like an act now? This is the most confrontational detectives have been with Colby regarding the more disturbing details of his crimes. Colby in turn looks embarrassed because of the nature of what he's done. He looks away when he's presented with the evidence. Finally, on July 31st, 2023, Colby Martin was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole on 3 counts: open murder, failure to stop at the scene when at fault causing death, concealing the death of an individual. Judge Kathleen Brinkley said, "In your premeditation and in your deliberation, you imagined this and you made it happen. The threat that you pose to society is serious, and it is unmatched in anything I've seen in 11 years on the bench."
September 20th, 2021, the nightmare that exists today began. 36 hours of extreme panic and confusion as we frantically looked for my mom. A panic and uncertainty that no one should ever have to face.
Sometimes the nature of crime is so bizarre that no amount of thinking, understanding, or research can make sense of it. The most common motive for is a desperation to have an unresisting and unrejecting partner. But is that why Colby did this? Is that why Melanie had to die and be disrespected posthumously? Whatever the answer may be, it will not ease the pain of her loving family and friends. For them, a lifelong partner, a loving mother, and a giving friend was taken away. This was the case of Colby Martin. And for more such content, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and leave your case recommendations in the comment section.